Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You work in a fucking gym, and you're 45!
I do not want any spies or snitches stuck to my chest.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
So that's just the rules, and you can't stick with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. You can't stick with us!
Do it my way.
Get ready for the shit show. Smoke them if you got them. Make sure you have your cigarettes. Make sure you have your drinks. Make sure you have all your stuff ready because it's going to be a hell of a day today. Understand me when I say people are fucking sick of this.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
She told her subs and everybody to get ready for the shit show that was going to be put on today. She was well aware of it before it happened. She told you to get your cigarettes, your snacks, and your drinks.
So stick around.
Say that I wasn't including Queen Bee, okay? I've said that on every single live. I'm not talking about Queen Bee. I'm not talking about Queen Bee. Guess what? I was fucking talking about Queen Bee.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you'll leave me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen Bee, bring information on Queen Bee. We're done with Queen Bee. Queen Bee's in my crosshairs. There's Queen Bee's channel. Queen Bee thinks she can. But Queen Bee is reformed. I bet you Queen Bee gets tricked. Queen Bee.
Fake PI trash bag bitch is so obsessive.
You'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me, hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen Bee would think she could.
Anybody at Queen Bee show earlier.
We talked about Queen Bee and stuff. I didn't listen to Queen Bee's.
I heard Queen Bee. We got bailing on Salty for Queen Bee, and some people not the Queen Bee. I don't understand why anybody's afraid of her.
About Queen Bee over here on Queen Bee.
Queen Bee, show her face, show her face, show her face.
That's real rich coming from somebody who wears pantyhose on his face every live.
Don't let go. I know you feel the same. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been...
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? what y'all up to today on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Happy hump day, y'all. Happy hump day. So we got to check this press conference out. Obviously, I don't know if y'all been following it, but I have been. Ocean Gate. We're going to watch the press conference real quick. They said something about they heard knocking every 30 minutes or tapping every 30 minutes, which would be, great if that was true. Here's the link. Let me pin that real quick before I get going. All right, that's pinned up there. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Let's get this press conference up here, babes. And then after we take care of this, I'm going to be addressing some people real quick. I'll probably address them this one time and one time only because I'm not finna play with none of you fucking shit starting little bitches. You want my attention, that's for sure. We ain't have that. That's for damn sure. Okay, y'all, sorry about that. Of course, my little one walks up and starts talking to me as soon as I start this. So, let's see. Okay, now that we got this up here, let's get this popping. Okay. Here we go. Let's get it rolling.
Today, a Canadian P3 detected underwater noises in the search area. As a result, ROV operations were relocated in an attempt to explore the origin of the noises. Although the ROV searches have yielded negative results, they continue. Additionally, the data from the P3 aircraft has been shared with our U.S. Navy experts for further analysis, which will be considered in future search plans. The surface search is now approximately 2 times the size of Connecticut, and the subsurface search is up to 2.5 miles deep, exponentially expanding the size of the search area. We also have to factor in the ever-changing weather conditions, currents, and sea states that expand the search area every hour. There's an enormous complexity associated with this case due to the location being so far offshore, and the coordination between multiple agencies and nations. We greatly appreciate the outpouring of support and offers to provide additional equipment. The Unified Command continues to prioritize assets and resources in order to provide the best capability in the most timely manner. This includes weighing multiple factors to identify the most effective resources available to the response operation. With careful consideration to timeliness of equipment arriving on scene, usefulness, and ability to deliver assets to the search area. Over the past 48 hours, we have, through incredible unity of effort, mobilized and implemented a tremendous amount of expertise and response capability. In addition to the ships and aircraft previously mentioned, we've dispatched 2 subject matter experts from U.S. Navy NAVSEA SUPSALV, who will serve as search coordinators on scene for underwater search operations. So I've been stressing unity of effort a lot in this statement, and that's because it is absolutely critical to this complex operation. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the crew of the Titan and their loved ones. We will continue to work as hard.
Can you guys hear this okay? I didn't even think to ask. I just popped it on and was listening to it myself. Can y'all hear this okay? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of like obsessed with it. Really, I'm worried. Like, I don't know, man. I can't imagine being stuck down in this tube in the dark. It just being stuck down there. Fuck, I don't know. I just don't know.
And as quickly as possible in an effort to locate them. I will take a few questions, but before I do that, I do want I'm going to have each of the members of the team here just introduce themselves, and then I'll go ahead and take some questions.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Hankins. I'm the director for salvage operations with the U.S. Navy's Supervisor of Salvage.
Hello, I'm Carl Hartsfield from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Commander Rich Gantharia. I'm an exchange officer currently serving on the staff of Commander Submarines Atlantic at Norfolk, Virginia.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Commander Christy Butler, working closely with Captain Frederick from RCC Boston, Search and Rescue Mission Coordinator. Thank you.
Thanks, Christy.
I can't hardly hear shit she's saying.
So a couple things. One, I think when you're in the middle of a search and rescue case, you always have hope. That's why we're doing what we do. With respect to the noises specifically, we don't know what they are, to be frank with you. The P3 detected noises. That's why they're up there. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they put sonar buoys in the water. The good news is, what I can tell you is we're searching in the area where the noises were detected, and we'll continue to do so. And we hope that when we're able to get additional ROVs, which will be there in the morning, the intent will be to continue to search in those areas where the noises were detected, and if they're continuing to be detected, and then put additional ROVs down in the last known position where the search was originally taking place. I hadn't heard 30-minute intervals. So here's what I can tell you. I am not a trained ear for underwater aquatics. That's why we have a team of experts that are analyzing that data. That data was sent immediately to the Navy last night, and it was analyzed overnight. They're still looking at it, but I can tell you that it's inconclusive. But again, I think the important piece is we're searching in the area where the noises were detected.
Captain, you didn't talk about a timeline. Can you talk about what timeline you're working on in conjunction with the teams that are there?
It's a timeline in what respect?
How much oxygen they have left on?
Oh, okay. In terms of, so we talked about the oxygen number. I think you're all tracking the oxygen number. I think there's an important point with that, though. The oxygen, that's just one piece of data, right? There are a lot of pieces of data that we need to consider. And, we're continuously looking at that, and we'll continuously, do that throughout the search. But that's not the only thing that's important, right? And right now our efforts are solely focused on the search. That certainly is a dialogue that's happening. But we're focused on searching at this point.
And this is a recovery or a rescue?
Oh, this is a search and rescue mission, 100%. We are smack dab in the middle of search and rescue, and we'll continue to put every available asset that we have in an effort to find the Titan and the crew members.
Captain, can you confirm that some sort of rectangular object has been spotted? There was some sort of report about that. I don't know.
So a couple things. So the ROVs, each ROV brings different capability. The ROVs that are diving today, what's the depth on the 4,000 meters. And some additional ROVs that'll be arriving tomorrow have additional depth capability. With respect to an object, so yesterday one of the aircraft did see an object. I will tell you this: in search and rescue missions, when aircraft are flying continuously, there is stuff out in the ocean that is floating. We went back, we looked at it. It wasn't we didn't determine it to be debris. We don't think it correlates with the case, and it is not uncommon at all during an active search to see things, and then we go and look at them. So. Yeah, so so several P3 flights have heard noises as yesterday, and we put assets there. We relocated assets immediately. With respect to food and water, it's my understanding there are some limited rations. I can't tell you exactly how much they have aboard, but they do have some limited rations aboard the vessel. Listen, I think you need to be careful. We need to have hope, right? But I can't tell you what the noises are. But what I can tell you is, and I think this is the most important point, we're searching where the noises are, and that's all we can do at this point.
And I mean, they don't know what noises those are. They could be it could be anything. I mean, yeah, of course they're going to continue to keep searching, but this whole situation is just super sad. Like, I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine. I mean, they knew the risks when they went down there. I understand that, and I get that, but I mainly feel bad for the 19-year-old kid that went down there, because I don't think he understood all the, you know what I mean? The complications that could come up. Lack of food isn't the real concern. Oxygen is key. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think they're supposed to be out of air by tomorrow. So, I mean, a lot of people don't think they're even, down there at all. They think that basically it imploded. So, right. And they all paid $250,000 to go down there. They should have to pay for the rescue efforts if found alive. And I'm sure they would. I'm sure they probably would. God, they got so much money. $250,000 is like, $25 to them. So I'm sure they would, honestly.
So I just wanted to. So it was my understanding that the P3 had heard some noises today as well. But so I do want to take just an opportunity to invite Carl to the podium just to talk a little bit about. He has a little bit more expertise in underwater acoustics, and maybe just to speak to that in general, because again, there are noises below the surface of the ocean, so I'll just turn it to Carl.
Carl, can you spell your name? Yes, Carl Hartsfield. So again, Carl Hartsfield from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. So the ocean is a very complex place. Obviously, human sounds, nature sounds, and it's very difficult to discern what the source of those noises are at times. But I can tell you that this team has multiple sensors. They're in the area. They're sending data back expeditiously to the best in the world people to analyze that data, and then they're feeding the results of that analysis back to the unified team, and they're making decisions. So Woods Hole is here in an advisory role, but by our expertise, what I see is a very tight operational loop that's making decisions based on data, and nothing is ruled out. There have been multiple reports of noises, and every one of those noises is being analyzed, tracked, looked for patterns, and reported upon.
Can you describe what the noise? Can you describe what the noise sounds like that they're hearing?
Well, the noises, again, very complex in the ocean. You have to be an acoustic analysis, and you have to have context. They're trying to put all the pieces together. The noises have been described as banging noises. But again, they have to put the whole picture together in context, and they have to eliminate potential man-made sources other than the Titan.
Is it possible that a ship in the ocean, or even some mammals out there could mimic that kind of sound?
So I can tell you from my experience with acoustics that there are sounds by biologics that sound man-made to the untrained ear, but
Yeah, that's the craziest thing right there is you don't know. You know what I mean? And again, the link is pinned. So if anybody wants to pop up or anybody has anything to add, just pop up and let me know. But I'm listening, but I'm on the other page, so it might take me a second to pull you up. I seen somebody came up and drop back down, but you're welcome to come back up. I'll keep an eye on it.
I can assure you that the people listening to these tapes are trained. There are a lot of vessels in the area, and they each make noise, right? So all of that has to be eliminated, and it's analysis over time. Plus, as the captain said, the team is searching in the right area. So if you continue to do the analysis, look for different patterns, and search in the right area, you're doing the best you possibly can do with the best people on the case.
And Captain, apparently there was a deep ocean salvage system flyway that was sent there to the location. Can you tell if it's on site yet, and how it operates, and how long it would take to rescue it?
Which system is he speaking about? You know the system. What's the system that you're talking about?
Flyway deep ocean salvage system.
That's just a hydraulic. Yeah, that's a crane.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. So that's a piece of equipment. It's a crane piece of equipment. There are a lot of pieces of equipment flowing in through St. John's right now. One thing I did want to mention, I think it's important. Some of the ROV capability that's arriving soon is really great, incredible capability. One thing I want to point out is that French team that's coming in to serve aboard with their equipment aboard a French ship. They bring some state-of-the-art equipment, and so once they get on, we're going to have more assets down to look, and we'll continue to put them where we think the best location is.
The search area expanded. How many days plus? Are you still optimistic that you're gonna find them?
So how many days? Did you ask how many days? So we have to remain optimistic and hopeful when you're in a search and rescue case. So we're right in the middle of the search and rescue case. So I don't want to get into a discussion about when that would end with respect to this case. What I will tell you, though, I'm happy to explain to you kind of how that process were to work. The Coast Guard prosecutes search and rescue cases on a daily basis, and sometimes we don't find what we're looking for, and you have to carefully consider all of the factors, and there are a lot of factors you consider. And then after you consider all of those factors, sometimes you're in a position where you have to make a tough decision. We're not there yet. But if we continue to search, potentially we could be at that point. But again, we're not there yet. And that's a discussion that we will have with the family long before I'm going to discuss that here publicly.
What does the rescue operation look like? What does the rescue operation look like?
I'm sorry, man.
They all start talking at once. It's like you know what I mean? You can't even hardly hear because they all start talking at once. That's right. That's right. That's kind of like you fuck around, you find out. They fucked around and went down there. Now they're finding out. But you know what? I don't think I would have went down there without it being regulated because like they said, it's not regulated by anybody. And it's going to be really hard to get down there. But they did say there was like 6 or 7 ways that they could get them back up. So I'm hoping that that's what they, this is what I can hear. This was in the article. I'll read this real quick. Let me see here. It says, well, and it kind of, I was like, oh my God, you guys, like I said, my stomach just gets in knots because I think I died in my before life, like maybe drowning or something. Cause it bothers the fuck out of me. But anyhow, it says what you can do is rise to the surface, and there are 7 different ways to return to the surface. Just redundancy after redundancy. They can drop sandbags, they can drop lead pipes, they can inflate a balloon, they can use the thrusters, they can even jettison the legs of the sub to lose weight. And some of these, by the way, work even if the power is out and even if everyone on board is passed out. So there's sort of a dead man's switch such that hooks holding onto the sandbags and dissolve after a certain number of hours in the water and release the sandbags and bring you to the surface, even if you're unconscious. So that's like part of the article or whatever that was there. But what they were saying was essentially, even if they are floating on the surface, you know, like even if they're floating somewhere, you can't get in, you can't get out because you're bolted from the outside. There's like, what I think they said 8 or 10 bolts. So you can't get out anyways. I mean, it's just, they can't get out. So I don't know, without any regulations and, there's no way. There's no fucking way I would ever try that. But like I said, I'm kind of scary of heights and stuff. So, I mean, I don't think I would ever be able to do that. So.
Yeah, so I can't put a number on the, like, you know, I'm not going to put a percent. I don't have a percentage number. What I would tell you is that is just one data point, and there are more data points than that we have to look at. So right now we continue to search, and we'll have that later. Sure. So the report. So the noises were heard by a Canadian P3, and that was this morning and some yesterday. I don't know specifically, or that 30-minute intervals. But again, I really think the important point to that is we're in the air. We're searching there. We moved assets and we're searching there, and we'll continue to do so. Yeah, I don't. So listen, whether it's operable or whether it's sitting on the ocean floor, whether it's in the sea column, whether it's in the surface, it's all speculation, and we're just not in the business of speculation. We're in the business of searching, and we're putting everything we can with the data we have to search for the vessel. I think we'll take one more question. Go ahead, sorry. Yeah, so we asked for some additional subsurface support, and we got that through the Navy, through a liaison officer. He's just one of many team members, and we're greatly appreciative of the British government and all the support they've given us.
Can we expect a daily update now on this?
So I think the plan will be to do a daily like this. I'm not going to lock into that right now, but we'll keep you informed, and certainly if there's any major developments, we'll let you know. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so there we go. That's the press conference, and that's that for right now. Doesn't give you any hope, does it? It doesn't really give me very much hope. That's for damn sure. I don't know. I wouldn't even want to be. I don't think I probably. I was one of those, like, you getting like one of them scary ass rides at the fair and stuff, and then you want to get out right before it starts. You're like, okay, I think I can. Okay, I can't. I gotta get out. Cause fuck that. Fuck all that. Little Nikki, hold on. I think the Titan might have fallen down into the Titanic, praying they are found. Yeah, see, when they lost contact, what, an hour in? They said, and like, I can't even remember how far in they said they were when they lost contact, but yeah, we'll go see if there's any other updates on it. That's my press conference. That's the only thing that, as of now, that they have out, I guess. I mean, of course, News Nation, they're on it, so they, let's see here. Now, there was, okay, so wait a minute. There was, Well, here's okay, hold on. Here's an inside edition. There was a passenger who had actually been on it, that had been down there. They were coming in. Okay, so an hour and 45 minutes. So yeah, they were coming in, and that's what people think, that's why they think like it just poof, Their survival instinct is hardwired in animals, including humans. Without being morbid, dead men don't use oxygen. Yeah, see, and the thing is, look, I don't know. You want to have hope, but it's very minimal when you know things like that. You know what I'm saying? Happen the way they do. So here's Inside Edition. Let's see what they're talking about. Probably the same thing we just watched, but we'll see.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Today, we'll be hosting another press briefing to discuss any updates regarding the search and rescue case for the submersible Titan that's located approximately 900 nautical miles offshore in the vicinity of the wreck of the Titanic. Today, we will have speaking Captain Frederick, response coordinator of the 1st Coast Guard District. He'll be giving a brief statement followed by about 10 minutes for questions and answers. Thank you so much again. Let me please introduce Captain Frederick.
Yeah, that's the same thing we just watched. So we ain't about to watch that again. But I will say this much: this little controller is what right here. This right here controls it. Ain't no motherfucking way. Ain't no fucking way. And this right here was like the seating arrangement in there. You know what I mean? Like where they sit, how they sit, and like where they sit. And they said that this right here is like an open glass. This is what it looks like. Could you imagine being able to see out? Nope. Hell no. Nope. And this is a look like the inside of it. Ain't no motherfucking way. They say it's cold, it's dark. That's like a being in a refrigerator because it's so cold down there. So I don't know. I just feel like we all have high hopes, and we all want them to be alive. Of course we all want them to be alive. I mean, who wouldn't want them to? Come on now. But I don't think they are, to be honest with you. And that's as sad as that is to say. I just don't think they are. So with that being said, if there's nobody else that wants to talk about it, we're going to move on to some other stuff here. Let me get over here to you guys to the chat and see what's going on. Because if I'm busy and I'm not paying attention and somebody says, do we have mods? I'm just not watching my chat. I mean, got all these people in here and I ain't watching y'all. I'm supposed to be babysitting everybody in here, all 520 of y'all. I'm supposed to be babysitting you guys. Don't you know? Don't you know? You got a high temperature? Are you sick? What's the matter? Yeah, the water temperature down there is cold as hell. I don't know. They were supposed to be down there, I guess, just a couple days. It's a 4 hour. What did they say? A 4 hour trip down there and a 4 hour trip back, which is a total of 8 hours. But you would think they would have, food for a few days, oxygen for a few days. Like they would have enough supplies. But I just think it's kind of odd that they've been down there before, and next thing you know, boom, they're not anywhere to be found. You know what I mean? It's just the ocean. You can't play with the ocean. You just can't. And they knew there was bad weather. They knew it was, you know what I'm saying? Like they knew what was going on. They said there was a break in the weather, which is why they even went to begin with. So I just feel like they should have definitely waited. I mean, I'm sure they feel like that too, but you know what though? I don't know if I'd rather, because with the like lack of oxygen, they'll probably just fall asleep, and you know, if that's the case, I mean, you know, they wouldn't really. I guess I don't want to. I don't know. I would rather them, if they have to die like that, I'd rather them die in a peaceful way instead of, you know, traumatic. I mean, I guess anybody would, but anyhow, if there's updates, y'all let me know. I haven't really seen any more after that. I gotta light this blunt real quick. Give me 1 sec. Ninny, did you say that's how many kitties you can save?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, B Tim? How you doing, baby?
Good, good. Seems like a nightmare to be in that situation, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I would like that. I think I would just want to die peacefully. You know what I mean? Like just go to sleep and not wake up. If that's, I wouldn't want to have to die a traumatic way like that. Like just to be trapped in there. And then, okay, so here's the inside of it. But look, there's this, which I mean, you can't see anything out of it anyways, because it would be completely dark, but.
So claustrophobic.
Yeah. And it's like open right there. I don't think I'd even like that to be open right there.
Yeah, I mean,
but here's like the seating of it, you know, like the.
So they just did this for being enthusiastic, just wanted to be going into the ocean, and that's pretty much it. Was there any like research involved? I'm not really sure the reason why they decided to go in an unregulated submarine in the water. Maybe someone in the chat can answer that question. It's a lot of money for the owner's wife. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, that's just terrifying situation. Terrifying.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, like I said, you can't even like once you're, and even if you get to the top, you're stuck, you're bolted in. So it's not like you can just get out. You know what I mean? It's just, God, it makes me I like have a hard time breathing, even thinking about that shit being stuck down in there like that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they went down there to see the Titanic, but it just seems kind of crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Basically paying $250,000 to go down there and die. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't wrap my mind around that.
Well, there's people that want to go into space, like take those flights. I think Virgin Air is trying to do those flights into space, like kind of like overflight so they can see the like Earth, and there's people that will pay lots of money for that. So I guess it's for the experience, but
hey, Ellie Boo. And yeah, I think that's what people pay for is the, the adrenaline rush, the experience, you know,
like to be, I did it. Like
just basically say I did this. I went down here. I did this,
It kind of reminds me of like, you ever heard, like I watched this short video, like Mount Everest, and he showed like, you ever wanted to climb Mount Everest? And then it shows like, there's literally a line to climb Mount Everest, and the top of Mount Everest is full of trash. And I just think so many people just want to experience new things, but they don't realize it's it's not as great. I'd rather not.
People die doing that too. That's like another thing that is crazy. I mean, just people like to do crazy things like that have like tons of like $250K to go see the Titanic in that thing that's like run by an Xbox controller is just like crazy.
Is that really seriously an Xbox?
Seriously, dude. Seriously.
Yes. Yes, it is. There
Oh
it is.
my god.
They ordered it.
I'm
stocked.
sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry to laugh at that, but that's like you have all this money and you decided to kind of use a Xbox controller.
I know. The
Like,
excuse is that it's like such a it works so well in so many, like they're saying it's like it's reliable. That's what I heard like an interview with like one of the guys talking about it. And it's like it's been reliable across the board. But like
not
for
according
like
to some
not
people
for
who
a
play-
submarine.
not according to gamers. I mean, there's some. I don't think. Have you seen like YouTube montage of people just say
Not a
this fucking
gamer.
controller and just
Oh,
throws
that's
it?
so funny.
Yeah. I
Not
don't know,
for-
man.
not
I
for
just think
that.
when you get rich like that, sometimes you just want to, there's so many fancy meals you can buy and so many suits you can buy and so many times. How many times can you go to France? Maybe it's just you just go for the one experience
Yeah.
people just don't really get, which is basically going seeing the Titanic firsthand. Personally, me, I'd rather just watch it on YouTube and be in the comfort of my home. Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't want to go into the bottom of the sea, nor I don't have that desire.
No way. No
Pictures
way.
and videos. I love looking at pictures and videos, and that's as far as it goes. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
have
mean?
to have
That's all.
yeah, I have to have an objective to be let's say someone's okay, there's gold. There's 200, there's a huge sum of money under the sea. We need to get it. Then I'd be okay, that makes sense to me. Let's say there's new resources on the moon. That makes sense to me. Let's say you want to clean up the junk over Earth, all the junk that's floating around the atmosphere, and that's going to basically stop people from launching spaceships. That makes sense to me. But just to go out and just to see wow, it's I don't know. That just doesn't seem like my cup of tea. I'd rather have an objective.
Right.
Hey, Grandma Sherry, how are you, love?
Slowfo Mama says there's another press conference now. Is there another one, or are you talking about the previous one we just watched? Slowflo.
I'll go left. But Grandma Sherry's up here too.
There's like a French boat coming in that has I think capability to go to have these robot-y things that go underwater and that could go that depth. They had these ones I think yesterday that went down, but they imploded at at 3,000 feet or something, because it has to go 2.5 miles down, and if you don't, it those things, just the robot, those rolling ROVs, I guess, they imploded, they said. And that's what could happen with them, truthfully. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, and that might be the best case scenario if they're not found, that's how it went down, that it was just something instant, like a shuttle exploding or something. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. I hope they find them, though. That seems like they only have till tomorrow, and now all of a sudden there's a big, they're finally a press conference, and I don't know.
Yeah, so apparently the press conference is Canada, maybe Canadian TV or something like that.
Maybe. Oh, okay, because it's close to it's close to part of Canada and close to us.
Okay,
so
someone's saying
their
CNN,
version.
Fox News, News Nation. So maybe it's doing it again. Fox News.
Yeah, that's the same one we already watched. I was gonna say
that.
We just watched that one, but it was on Sky News.
Were they saying that Canada has one? Because maybe Canada's doing one. No, okay.
I don't know, baby, but it's the one we watched for us is the one I
saw that one. Yeah.
Now, that's the ugliest. By the way, That looks
But,
like a more of a PlayStation control than an Xbox.
And there's this one playing here.
It
We'll
could
just
be
put this one on.
PlayStation.
Hold on. We're gonna put this one on real quick and see what it's about. Okay, we'll just pop this one up because it's live now, but you can't hardly hear it. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about or what's going on, but it's so hard to fucking hear.
We are very aware of the time sensitivity around this mission. Our crews and onshore team are experts in their fields and will continue to support this effort in every way we can. We remain focused on contributing to the search for the Titan crew and continue to hold out hope that they will be located and brought home safely. Chief Joe.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you all for being here too as well. My name is Chief Mazel Joe. I'm from the Mabuki First Nation on the south coast of Newfoundland. And I can tell you that our people are very concerned for the crew of the Titan. We're proud of the Polar Prince, its crew, and work that it does. This remarkable vessel. We have no doubt that the captain crew have been handling themselves with utmost.
This must be something different.
Yeah, maybe they're just in their own press conference.
Because, yeah, I was gonna say, it says there's like, I mean, I don't know. It's just this must be something different. Oh, from Newfoundland. Okay, as the missing Titan submersible in Atlantic Ocean continues. Okay, maybe it is theirs. I don't know. It just sounds, you know,
Canadian,
Yeah.
possibly, you know,
All right,
because
we'll
it's
pop
near
back
them
on.
as well.
Throughout this difficult time.
It's so hard to hear it though for me. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they got 14 hours of air left.
Search and rescue operations.
Yeah.
Yeah, best case scenario, 14 hours.
If they don't panic.
Right.
Groups across the country to bring down hope and to this effort. We are praying for our friends on board the Titan submersible. We want them to come home. We want them to come home. And we want them to come home safely. We ask everyone across Canada and the world to pray with us that we can find and rescue the Titan. Thank you. Walalio.
So the U.S. Coast Guard's leading the search and rescue effort, as you know. We're taking our direction from them, and all the communications are flowing back through them. They had a fairly in-depth conference about an hour and a half ago, I think, and they've covered all that, so we have nothing further to add. The North Atlantic is always a challenging place, especially in the region that we're in. The weather is not overly significant at this point, but it always presents a challenge in the region. The equipment that's been mobilized for this is the finest in the world, the most capable in the world. We have to hold out hope. I think, as you're aware, there's still life support available on the submersible, and we'll continue to hold out hope until the very end. All I can tell you there is all protocols were followed for the mission.
On this ship, any of that you can provide us?
These are extremely professional and experienced crews. This is an unprecedented situation, but I can assure you that they're handling their responsibilities very professionally and fully focused on trying to find the submersible and bring those people back safely.
Did any family members go out on the vessel? Did any family members gone out on the vessel?
Sorry, just got some questions. Are the families aboard the vessels right now during the search and rescue operation? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That's a question I can't answer.
What support are you giving them?
The U.S. Coast Guard is leading the search and rescue effort, and all of that's being funneled through U.S.
And Sean, Horizon Maritime does a lot of different things in the world. This is one of them. But I take it this community, this exploration, it sounds like they're colleagues. They've been here for many years. They're friends. They're family to you guys. What is that? You do a lot of things, but what is this situation like?
Yeah. Core values of the Albuquerque Horizon Maritime Services and Horizon Maritime Services is customer focused, and we're focused on all our customers and all the various missions we operate, making sure that they're carried out with the utmost safety.
How much trips have you done with Ocean Gate? And did you
Is there anything out there that's capable of lifting this thing up from the depth that it's presumed to be and bringing it back to the surface?
There's a lot of variability around the question you're asking there, but the equipment that is on site and coming to site is the most capable of the world. And some of that equipment is certainly capable of reaching those depths.
How much time do you think there's left to be able to, if you were to have success, how much oxygen is left? How much time is there left to be able to actually keep these people alive and get them out alive?
There's variability around that question as well, Patrick. It's difficult for me to give you any more detail than the U.S. Coast Guard has already provided in their briefing.
Can you say exactly what time your vessel, the Polar Prince, launched the Titan? Exactly, specifically what time Sunday morning?
I don't have that off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Can you tell us about the sense of urgency last night with getting the gear off the aircraft, down here with the police escort and onto the ship and out of here? Can you talk us through that with the people who are working?
Yeah, I've been in the marine industry since a very young age and seen a lot of different situations, and I've never seen equipment of that nature move that quickly. The response from the U.S. Coast Guard, the U.S. military, the folks at the airport, the people here, various companies were involved in the mobilization of that equipment to the Arctic. It was done flawlessly.
Can you give us more details about what kind of equipment that was?
It's a deep water ROV.
And can you tell us how long will the Polar Prince stay out in that search area with the crew that was, I guess, expecting to only be out there for 8 days or so?
How long can it stay out?
How long will it stay out during the search efforts?
It'll stay out until the search is completed.
Sean, can you talk about what, if any, communication the Polar Prince and the vessel had before it missed the timeline that it was supposed to meet for surfacing at the sea level? What, if any, communication did the Polar Prince have with the vessel before they knew it was missing?
There was regular communications up until a point, and then I think, as you're aware, their communication ceased.
Can you just expand on what regular means? Was the crew doing well? Was everything going as planned? Was there any moment where they communicated that they were in any sort of distress or having any sort of issues?
I'm not aware of any details around that.
I know you're really focused on the search right now, but there's been a lot of concerns raised already about the safety of this and what Ocean Gate was doing. Did you consider that when you partnered with Ocean Gate?
Look, Ocean Gate runs an extremely safe operation. Our full focus right now is getting that submersible located and getting those people brought back safely.
At what point did communication cease?
When they were diving to the Titanic at some point during that.
But do you have a timeline on that specifically when you lost communication?
I don't have it on the top of my head.
Could you just tell us a little bit about how often you're in contact?
Okay.
Just one more question. Just how often you're in contact with the crew of the Polar Prince, and what kind of information are you getting from them?
We're in constant contact with the crew of the Polar Prince. Our emergency procedures kicked in immediately. Our emergency room next door is staffed 24/7 with a group of extremely capable people, and there's live communication with
How
the
many
vessel.
crew are aboard out there on your ship? How many crew?
We've got 17 crew on board the ship.
Sean,
That's it.
why did it take so long for the emergency services to get
Thanks, Sean.
70 or 17? 17.
That's okay.
Well, he didn't sound very prepared.
No, he wasn't prepared. You know what gets me is the Wi-Fi thing, when they lost signal, right? I can't even go out on my porch without losing Wi-Fi. And how are they going to go like 2 miles down in water?
Say that again.
Oh, I said, because they lost signal, right? And that's the only way the submersible, the Titan, was able to navigate was signals from the mothership, the Polar Prince. And people were talking about Starlink and all this other stuff. I mean, I can't walk out on my porch without losing Wi-Fi. And I'm wondering what kind of signal that was that they could go like 2.5 miles down underwater and still have signal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very odd, but technology is amazing these days too, Let's see. Trace McCoy, thank you for the $10 super sticker, love. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you for supporting the hive, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So the military has specialized equipment to pick up signals for deep ocean rescues.
I just don't. So this is the guy that owns the company, and he's basically making a press conference trying to kind of like do damage control. Is that my understanding, or am I wrong?
No, the guy who owns the company is down there.
But who is this? I'm a little confused who this guy is. Maybe you can answer that, Sherry.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Well, he talked about 24/7, and they were talking about the company and everything. So I'm just trying to understand what the situation is.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a lot of red flags leading up to this. I mean, they.
Oh, he owns the launching ship company. Okay, thank you. Pilot boat owner. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, so that he owns the Polar Prince that they contracted to take them out.
So basically, he owns the ship that actually dropped the submarine into the water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And and that's part of his business to drop submarines, or is this like outside the business?
It used to be an old Canadian Coast Guard icebreaker.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly.
So the people on top that were supposed to monitor them and supposed to make sure that, kind of like their lifeline, used to be an old Canadian icebreaker ship.
Yeah. Canadian Coast Guard icebreaker.
And that no one thought that might have been a problem.
No, I mean, basically now they're just sort of a utility ship,
Okay, so now they just drop things, like they just carry things into the ocean. Is that the stuff like that?
Well, in this case, I don't know what they do normally. I don't think this happens like weekly where they have submersibles going down, right?
I'm not a ship expert. I'm asking Sharon. I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah,
I have no clue about ships, to be honest with you. I'm just wondering, like that's kind of an interesting business model change. Because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm thinking to myself, like, this is your kind of like these guys are kind of your lifeline on top. If emergency occurs, these guys are supposed to be the ones to kind of like help out and make sure everything's okay. Maybe I should look into this company a little more. I'll be quiet for a moment. I'm just gonna look into the company a little bit. Okay, they had about 12 times, and you are not even assured to see the Titanic as they don't always locate it. Okay, I think it was said that they have made one trip per year.
Okay.
Okay.
They were talking about like why wasn't it tethered? That could have but it's like 2.5 miles would be a lot of rope, I guess, or whatever tethering thing they use.
Was this like the deepest they've gone, or is this like the normal?
No, this is just where it is, like where the Titanic is. It's
No. I'm saying for this company, is this like the deepest they have ever gone with doing something like this? Is this like a kind of normal thing for them?
Yeah, they've done other expeditions, but there's actually a lawsuit by the CEO of this company that goes to see the Titanic is under like I'll send it to you, Tim. It's like he, because of safety concerns for this very like what happened with this, so he's already has lawsuits for safety concerns. I'll send you the article in the back chat.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, when I just ask questions, I'm not a boat expert. I'm just asking for my knowledge. You know, maybe some people are
Yeah.
confused like me in the chat and just want to just get an idea. So I'm just being the layman person right now, just asking people who might know better. And if the chat knows better, just educate me on that. You know.
Yeah, well, submarines don't go that deep. And so I think a lot of people
Exactly.
are
Yeah.
confused because there are, articles and videos and whatnot calling this a submarine. This is not a submarine. This is a submersible. And a submarine can actually get somewhere and come back on its own power. It could be navigated on its own. It has escape hatches. It has, what do they call it? Those ballast things where they either fill it up with water to dive or they push the water out to rise. A submarine can do that, and they only go down about 2,000 to 3,000 feet, maybe. These submersibles are totally different. They're like a giant pill with a really strong hull. I mean, the Navy's actually gone down to the bottom of, what is it called? The Mariana Trench? Is that what it's called, guys?
I've heard that.
Anyway, anyway, the deepest part of the ocean that we've been to, it's like 35,000 feet down. So the Navy's been there. I don't know that it was manned, but they've been there before. So these things have been around for a long, long time. But this guy, I don't know. To me, I mean, they said that they went to what, Tractor Supply or RV World or something to buy some parts, and you know, I
So the company that created, because so the owners are in the submarines right now. They're in the water right now. This is their company. They contract out. They kind of subcontract out this a company to kind of to drop them there. And okay, I got you. Right.
Gma says she looked it up and it says the Titan has made 3 trips since 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of a new thing, I guess. And the last time, didn't they get stuck in the propeller or something for like an hour?
I don't know.
Do
I'm
you
just
guys?
reading.
Yeah, there was some journalist that was talking about he was down there with them and they got stuck on a part of the Titanic.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, I would think there's a lot of like unpredictable things that can occur if you go that deep. I mean, you never know. Anything can happen. So yeah, it
Well,
seems.
yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, there's a reason that we don't know a lot about the ocean because it's dangerous, and the weird thing is that, and I'm sure we just realized this not too long ago within this last century, is that the deeper you go, the more pressure there is per square inch. And that's why those little submersibles that they sent down the RO to try to locate them imploded because the pressure of the ocean is so great.
Yeah, I'm just reading the article a little bit right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little quiet. Yeah, shit. Hopefully we get out of there, but this is just a fucking mess.
Sela, it's me, Grandma Sherry, and of course B Tim. Basement Tim, sorry.
Basement Tim. I changed
Yes.
it back to B10. It's B10
Oh,
again.
good.
The
Okay.
joke only lasts for a couple of days. The joke's only for a couple of days.
It was a good one though. It was a good one. Yeah, so they do sign liability waivers before they go. And there's a video out there that shows them what the liability contract, the waiver said, and there's several places on there that says, you may have health problems, you may die, you may have health problems, you may die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and as I don't know, I'm poor. I don't have $250,000 for, an 8-hour thing down to Titanic. So for me to wrap my head around that is difficult. But these people are like billionaires literally, and they're the adventurer kind of guys, the people that do the things that are life endangering. You know, they're the people that want to go on the first airplane trip into space, and they're the people that want to climb Mount Everest, and they want to drive the rocket car that goes.
Better get online for Mount Everest. There's like a line frickin' like there's like a line longer than any Starbucks I've ever seen. It's probably like about a block, about 3-4 blocks long, that line. To climb.
Seriously.
Yeah, there is a line to Mount
Yeah.
Everest. It's not that great. Keep your money. Don't climb Mount Everest.
Honestly, I mean, you know, I don't think I would take $250,000 if somebody paid me that to do this. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
I'm more of like there has to be an objective for me. I would be like there has to be something to be accomplished, not just so I can be like, wow, I went underwater and I seen this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I'm not an explorer. I'm more of like a type of person. I would just be like, you know, get the stuff. But I guess you need explorers to find the stuff. So, but to me, it's
exactly.
like it just seems like kind of like I guess it's an experience for them. I mean, I can't blame people for trying new experiences, you know. So. But I just think that's, you know, I would be maybe I'm not as adventurous. Let's just say that much.
No, to be honest with you, when Queen was showing pictures of the inside of, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I would be claustrophobic.
I have trouble breathing looking at this. You know.
Yeah, I would be freaking the fuck out. I can't do that's like a little miniature coffin.
Yes, can't.
No, I can't. Nope. Nope. And you can't stand up?
No, I don't think
No.
so. Look, here's the inside
Yeah.
right here. Like this is the inside part of it. So I guess you could, but like not all
No,
the way.
you'd have
You know
to
what I
be
mean? You
hunched
probably like
over.
sit up and stretch your legs, but you have to hunch over. Yeah, I was just gonna say you'd have to be hunched over. Here's like the round part of it to show you like how she's sitting like cross-legged there.
Yeah, that's like no. Disneyland has this, well, they used to have this funky little submarine thing, which actually didn't dive. It was just bubbles and stuff, and it was only partway underwater. But I used to freak out on that thing. And that had like air conditioning.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hi, AF Pendleton. Great video, by the way, yesterday.
Yes, it was. Very good.
Yeah, this is like pretty tragic situation, but I don't know. So I mean, like also they can panic and that can reduce the amount of oxygen that's left. We don't know, you know, if they calm down and they kind of go to like take it, you know, it could give them more time. You know, sometimes people when they go to sleep, it's less air oxygen going through. Maybe that'll work.
Well, yeah, the entire descent and rise along with the trip was guesstimated to be like 10 hours, right?
10 hours.
So what they did is they provided that times 7 to 9. So
now I
just
have a
in case something
question.
happened.
Yeah, I have a question though. If they have to go that deep, don't they have like does it only have to do with divers the bends, or does it have to do with like some like submersible like that? Like I'm just like a little. I'm not. I know diving you have the bends and all that stuff. But I don't know if that works. If they have to slow down, like they have to go high. I don't know. And this
Well,
is layman person talking. I don't know shit. So
I would think just my limited knowledge of that is that the submersible has the pressure inside of it is continuous.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So it's not like the body in a scuba suit where the actual pressure is on the body. In here, the pressure is contained within it, kind of like being in a submarine. You know, once they surface, they don't get bends because the inside of the submarine is
Okay.
pressurized. Like
I know it's a
airplane.
stupid question, but you know, you know, not that smart when it comes to submarines and stuff like that. Let's have zero knowledge.
Yeah, well,
because I've never thought to myself, yeah, I really want to go to the bottom of the sea. No, that has never been a thought in my mind. I would rather go to space, to be honest with you, if I had a choice. At least.
Well, you know, if I could get up and walk around, and if they had like a bathroom, I'd rather go to space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the pressure isn't stable on the outside hippoporium. That's the whole thing. You know, people think they may have imploded already. So we just don't know.
Yeah, because like, wasn't there some issues? Because I'm reading a little bit. You know, it's kind of hard to read while on a live stream, and it says there was like the whistleblower was claiming something about, let me see, 13 minute, like there was some sort of issue with pressure with things. The complaint was at the meeting, Lynch Ridge, which the article I'm reading from is from Ellie, and she gave it to me, which was from. I'm trying to see who this is. Is TNR, which is the ticker. Let me just go down. Okay, it says here. We're just going down the plane. At the meeting, and this is the whistleblower, the guy who got he got sued for talking about it, and then he's countersuing for being a whistleblower. At the meeting, Luckridge discovered why he had been denied access to the viewpoint information from the engineering department. The viewpoint at the forward of the submersible was only built to be certified pressure of 1,300 meters, although OceanGate intended to take passengers down to depths of 4,000 meters. Lockridge learned that, sorry, it keeps on moving with the ad. Lockridge learned that the viewpoint manufacturer would only certify to the depths of 1,300 meters due to the experimental design of the viewpoint supplied by OceanGate, which was out of pressure vessels for human occupancy. PVHO standards. OceanGate refused to pay for a manufacturer to build a viewpoint that would meet the required depths of 4,000 meters. So I'm wondering if that might have been the issue.
I don't know. Just answering some questions from chat. No, not explode, implode, which is like crushing an empty beer can.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the pressure outside is greater than what the metal or whatever can withstand, and it implodes. And from what I've heard, just watching the videos and different coverage, is that if it imploded, the occupants wouldn't have realized what's going on. It would be so quick. So I don't know if that's helpful.
That's not probably something people want to think about.
No, but there's questions. There's questions.
How many of their vultures heirs are hoping? I don't know that. I mean, listen, in the end of the day, money, I'm sure there's not that case there. I'm sure a lot of them are just basically hoping for them to come back, money is not, money's not important. I'm sure those people are hoping that these guys come back and everything.
Well, yeah, they're billionaires. The Pakistani guy and his son.
Yeah.
And then the guy from England, he's billionaires, bees.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're hoping for, a $5 million life insurance policy.
Well, they're probably thinking that the company goes into their names, but that's what people are thinking. I personally don't think people are thinking that way. Like their family, I'm sure their family, because, you got to realize these people are normal people too. Like they have normal emotions. They don't think about, like, if you're that rich, you don't give a fuck about money,
No. I mean, if you're going to, me and my son are going to spend $500,000 to go on basically like an amusement park. That's what this was to them. This was an adventure. This was something that was out of the ordinary, and so I don't know if he's the richest man in Pakistan, Roxy. Yeah. Well, and the thing is that no matter how much tech and how many testings and how many everything, look at the Challenger, when Sally Ride was the teacher that was going up into space. That was an O-ring, y'all. That was an O-ring that caused that. So it could be something very, very small and minute that was overlooked, or, it wasn't, I don't know.
The crazy thing that some reports yesterday was claiming that some people put down second mortgages to come up with the $250,000 to do this, not necessarily this particular trip. I don't know if that's even true. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but it's pretty crazy to me because it's just an experience. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I can't, like maybe it's me, maybe it's just my limitation as a person, but I don't put too much stock into experiences too much because experiences are kind of disappear eventually over time,
They do.
And I put things down on material things and things. I don't really care. So for me to trade a material thing for an experience, I would have to have either an abundance of materials, or I would have to be or I would be close. I mean, like, it would have to be very important to me, and I don't want to be in the bottom of the sea to see Titanic. Personally, I think like seeing the Titanic is kind of not my thing. It's kind of like macabre. It feels like visiting an ocean graveyard. I would rather go, and if I was to spend $250,000 for an experience, I would rather go into space and maybe see like stars and some planets, and maybe like look at this, stuff like that would be like like something fantastical like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to visit an underwater graveyard. That's just me.
Oh, okay. Correction. It was Krista McAuliffe was the teacher that went up. Sally Ride was one of the first astronauts. But anyway, yeah, Krista McAuliffe. Thank you, guys. I correct myself.
She says your life is not material. No, but I meant like material experience, like experiences, because like your mind eventually kind of like forgets it over time. It's like a VCR. It's like, okay, you had this great experience, you had fun, it's good for the moment, but 10 years down the line, you're going to remember every single detail. Not really. So if you had an abundance of money, that makes sense. But if you just have like mortgaging your house, and now you got to now double work shift to repay your mortgage, and you got to kind of work a harder existence just so because you want to go in the bottom of the ocean and visit what I would consider a grave, an ocean grave. No. If it was for space, it would make sense to me, because I would be like, okay, you see stars, you see stars that maybe not even exist anymore, the after images of stars. You see, you're traveling to space, you get to, you might see something fantastical. No, I wouldn't be visiting a graveyard. That's just me. Those people in the Titanic died. Terrifying situation that they were involved with, and to make it into some sort of tourist situation to me is a little macabre, in my opinion.
Well, I was reading an article where they were talking about, and isn't it interesting that this company is called Ocean Gate?
Yeah, that is called Ocean Gate. That is the company. I'm not sure what the company that actually did the subcontracts thing was, because you're saying that there was a subcontract with a company that dropped the ship into the water.
Yeah, the company that took the submersible out. The submersible is called the Titan. The ship that actually went out, that they rented, if you will, they contracted to bring them out there, is called the Polar Prince. No, but the company that owns the submersible, and you can see it right here, is called Ocean Gate, right?
Yes.
And to me, I just makes me think of like Soapgate and.
I wouldn't think about that, but that's
Yeah.
just me. Someone said, Independent says, I can't recall at the moment which hater said you never even driven a car or pumped gas. So we know you wouldn't do this. Yeah, I wouldn't do this, but yeah, I have driven a car. Actually, I drove I think a 1979 Corvette. Because my stepdad used to have a 1979 Corvette, and we used to take it and drive it around. So I just didn't want to have a car when I got, I just don't maintain a car because I live in the city, and it's just paying for insurance. Who wants to pay like $600 in insurance and other shit for a car that you probably won't drive almost at all, due to the fact that you can just take the damn train. So, economic reasons. The French guy is an experienced diver and was down in 1988 already when the Titanic was discovered. That is interesting. I did not know that.
Mm.
Is that car older than you, Tim? Yeah, that car was definitely older than me. Unfortunately, my stepdad kind of got bamboozled a little bit, because the one vivid memory I have is that car breaking down almost every single time we took it out, and him constantly having to repair that damn car. It's the same thing that happened to him with the boat. He bought a boat, and he went out with that boat with us, and it would break down at least 1 out of 3 times each time he took it out, and we would have to be towed back. He was not very good at buying things, let's just say that much. But it was an interesting experience. Definitely. me see. I have a friend who lives in New York, and she
I don't know.
uses.
I don't know. I don't think I could, even with that amount of money, I don't think I'd be comfortable going down there, trying it out. I don't care how many times people went down there, how much fun it was, what they experienced. You know what I'm saying? I'll just live vicariously through you when you go down there then. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, that'd be. You're gonna give her like a camera and be like, "Here you go. Just take that down with you. I'll just be up here watching some Netflix while you go down there."
I was happy with the clips from the movie Titanic that James Cameron provided. You know, I was pretty thrilled with those.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I just think, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to go down there and look at this ship. I think, like, it's just a graveyard at this point. Like, you got, people that died very, very suddenly, and it's not something I would really want to see. It's like, to me, like, visiting the Titanic is like when people were visiting, the Nine Memorial site before anything was built there. I mean, I remember I used to see people like tourists come there, and they were smiling while taking pictures. And it's like, I don't know. I think people should have a little bit more respect when a situation like that. I just wouldn't visit that. I mean, if you want to bring up the ship and maybe like, or you want to go down there, but I don't know. I just have a different opinion. I could be wrong. You guys have different opinions, but that's just how I take it. Nothing against people that want to do it. It's just that's how I think.
So I went to the website, OceanGate's website, and it's talking about Titan. They actually have 3 submersibles, but this is the one that was rated to go down to 4,000 meters, which is 13,123 feet. But it says for site survey and inspection, research and data collection, film and media production, and deep sea testing of hardware and software. Through the innovative use of modern materials, Titan is lighter in weight and more cost efficient to mobilize than the other deep diving submersible. A combination of groundbreaking engineering and off-the-shelf technology gives Titan a unique advantage over other deep diving subs. The proprietary real-time hull health monitoring, the RTM systems, provide an unparalleled safety feature that assesses the integrity of the hull throughout every dive. The use of off-the-shelf components help to streamline the construction and make it simple to operate and replace parts in the field. Paired with a patented integrated launch and recovery platform, Titan is easy to operate in various sea states using the local appropriately sized ship for the project. In coastal waters, this means we do not need a large support ship with a crane or an A-frame.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. I wouldn't be very happy if I paid $250,000 and it says we saved money on making this the cheapest submersible. I'll be like, listen. If I'm a billionaire, and I'll be like, listen, I'll pay extra money. I just want this thing to be 100% safe. Just put the extra shit on it now. I don't give a fuck about $250,000 more.
Tim, you realize that every airplane, every train, every rocket ship, everything is built by the lowest bidder, right?
True. Yeah, you got a point there. You got me there, Grandma Sherry. You got me there. You win that argument.
Hey, B Tim, there's a link in the private chat. Would you play that for me, please? It's a look inside of it. It's a look inside of the, like they show it, like they show you what it looks like inside and out, so we can see better.
All right, no problem. Just give me 1 second.
I gotta go get my brown paper bag because I'm about to hyperventilate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Is it that bad?
No, no. I just
maybe we don't want to play it if it's that bad.
No.
Okay, I'm ready. I can play it.
Kind of claustrophobic anyway.
I got it up, by the way, Queen.
Do it, Tim.
I'm just waiting for it to be shared.
Okay.
Once it's shared, I'll do it. All right. Do you want me to keep the sound on, or do you want me to keep the sound off, Queen?
No, keep it on because he explains it as he goes.
Okay, cool. I just don't know what the whole YouTube striking things all the time.
Titan. So we're coming into the sub. This is the only toilet available on a deep diving submersible. Best seat in the house. You can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens. So if you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go...
I'm sorry to pause. Is that a wireless fucking controller?
Yeah, that's the game controller we just showed you on the screen. Yes.
I thought it would have wires, you know what I mean? Like attached to something. What happens if that thing runs out of batteries?
Right? Or they lose.
Or it's not charged. Someone forgets to charge the damn thing. Suddenly the thing can't move. Is there a charger on this goddamn submarine? I know this is like a stupid point, but like I would have been like, okay.
Yeah. I thought there were chairs in there, but evidently they just sit cross-legged on the floor.
Yeah, I hope I hope they brought a charger on that damn thing.
Back, you go back, turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around, and super durable. We keep a couple of spares on board just in case. This is the second year we've been out to the Titanic. We went out in 5 8-day missions. We did about 10 dives to the wreck site of the Titanic, and we did an extra dive on an undiscovered reef that we found.
Stockton Rush is the CEO of OceanGate, a company that offers dives to the Titanic in a one-of-a-kind carbon fiber submersible for $250,000 per person. An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign? The sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on!
Slow down, it's just in front of us. Just we're in front of the anchor.
Oh my gosh! Here's the map, guys.
Yeah.
You guys see it?
Look at that, though, how it just kind of emerges out. Yeah. That is it. That is otherworldly.
And there it was. This sub has 7 different return to the surface backup systems. So sandbags that drop off, lead pipes that drop off, the legs can drop off. There's an air balloon, there's thrusters, and one of them works even if everybody on board is unconscious. So one of them is a timed release thing that sends the sub to the surface after X amount of hours. So maybe they're out there bobbing away, but remember, they're bolted in from the outside. So they have no way to get out or get more air.
This is not a thrill ride for tourists. It's much more. It is an 8-day, one-of-a-kind experience. You will be trained as a mission specialist and record valuable findings. Commander Paul-Henri Nargelet, leader of 30 dives to the Titanic wreck site. He and other world-class experts will be on all our missions to give you an unrivaled, up-close and personal OceanGate Titanic experience.
The sub for me, it's very well done because it's simple. Generally, they have a lot of equipment and a lot of switch. And on this one, you don't have because...
What do you guys think about it so far?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, sure.
Nope.
There was going to be another man going, but he backed out. Well, that man's very lucky.
Oh, no. They're not in the submersible for 8 days. They're on the ship getting to the point, which is 900 kilometers off the coast or something like that. And then they're doing training and stuff during that time. Then they actually go down, which is like kind of a one-day affair, and then they go back up and return. So that's the 8 days that they're in. They're not in that thing for 8 days. God, no.
So, what did you think about the parts that he decided to buy from, like, Home Depot and get a PlayStation wireless remote.
Camper World, yeah.
Camper World. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, you know, as long as it's not part of the safety protocol, if it's just lights to read by, or, you know, like a Bluetooth speaker for music or whatever, I don't think that's a big deal. But we don't
Yeah.
know what else they bought at RV World, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the moment the guy tells me that he bought parts from RV World to put this thing together, I'd be like, can I get a refund and can I get the fuck out of here? Because this is, this is not like I don't know, maybe that's just me being like a little scaredy cat, but I'd be like, listen, it's like I want the top of line fucking shit. You better not put RV World while I go in the fucking water. Fuck that shit. I'd be out of there.
Oh no, a water, well, that one couple is suing the CEO for a refund because they may be the people that actually mortgaged their stuff, because they sent him like $40,000 and then they sent him another payment, and he kept canceling the trip saying there's equipment failure, and we can't go because of this, that, and the other thing. So basically they sued him to get the refund of their money. Hey, Nikki.
Holy fuck. How you doing, Nikki?
Camping World. Sorry.
You have anything to say before we continue playing this?
Yeah, I'm amazed at the shortcuts. I don't even know if they're shortcuts. It's almost like they wanted to do it like this to be like, oh look, we made this out of this, PlayStation controller.
And wireless too, like like how wireless fucking like I as a person who's played in the past wireless game, that shit, those things sometimes don't even connect to the damn PlayStation when it's like right in front of you.
They'll die quick, stuff like that. I know he said he had 3 or 4 of them or something like that, 2 or 3 or 4 of them or something like that. Yeah,
and like the battery dies like super quick the more you use it. So to me, to hear like you used a PlayStation or an Xbox controller is fucking nuts.
Crazy. And then like all where'd they go? You said that to get the other parts. What was it called?
Camper World.
Yeah, come on now, Camper World. Jesus Lord.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at it because it's not a laughing at, but I'm sitting here, I'm like the ludicrousy of getting cheap parts like that, right? and actually like sitting there like they're laughing like, oh, we're using this, and it's like you're going down very deep.
And how much are they paying to do it? $250 or something like that?
Yeah.
And you got a PlayStation controller? Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's well, the thing, and it had 7 backup safety plans to make it rise to the surface, right?
All right. AF wants to see the Titanic. Here, I'm going to save you. Let me see.
It's a long movie.
Let me see. Look, see, or you don't have to spend $250,000. You can watch a video. Look, see the Titanic. CAF, we fulfilled your dreams. Ooh. You didn't have to spend $250,000 and risk your life. Yeah, I mean, I get what they're doing, which is like the sense of adventure. Oh look, you're gonna be part of this great adventure. They play the music in the background. It kind of reminds me of like Jurassic Park a little bit, like when like they just like when the gates open. When I first saw the movie, like that's kind of like the adventure, like 90s. Nostalgic, you're going down to an adventure and shit like that. Well, for the people in Jurassic Park,
that's what it looks like underwater, Lord.
Yeah, that's what it looks like underwater.
It looks just like a floating tomb. It's or not
well,
even, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. It should be on the surface. So to me, that makes me think that it got stuck somewhere or it imploded. Because the guy said that even if everybody was passed out within a period of time, that balloon was going to deploy and it's going to raise it to the surface. And
did they buy the balloon? Where did they buy the balloon from? Like they did buy it from fucking Home Depot?
Party City? Party
City balloons? Holy fuck.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's concerning. There are 5 people down there and it's just scary. It's a scary way to die, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is a fucking terrifying situation because, like, people are like, this would freak me the fuck out. I don't know, man. That's why, like, I can't even, like, imagine going into something so small. But I'll play more of it. We'll do another minute and then we'll stop because kind of messed up earlier. I should have stopped a little bit sooner because YouTube's guidelines, you got to stop every minute. So
Right.
we'll play a little bit. So I'm going to play like probably another minute and then we'll stop and start talking again.
A keyboard, and it's very easy to do that. You are not only a passenger seat and waiting that the time is running and just looking outside. You can do something inside. You can be really a member of the team, and that's great.
Don't miss the opportunity to be part of history. The Ocean Gate Titanic experience. There's truly nothing else like it.
What could possibly have happened?
Worst situation is, something happened to the hull, and our fear is that, it imploded at around 3,200 meters.
And is there anything that the U.S. Navy can do right now?
That's a kind of dumb question. If it imploded, they're all dead.
Right.
So there's nothing they can do if they implode. I wish like this guy actually listened to what he said. If it imploded, yeah, there's nothing they can do. They can go down there and collect the remains, basically.
No, that's probably the best case scenario if that's what happened, because it was quick. They didn't feel anything.
Yeah, I meant to save. Like his question's like meant to save the people. That's what his question is. Is there anything we can do? That's what I take this guy's question as. Is there anything they can do to save these people? Well, if it's imploded,
he's just asking that question to be, for people to hear. He knows the answer.
Yeah, I mean, let's the works.
There wouldn't be debris or remains.
Yeah, it's at that point you're just going to be going down there and hopefully to collect the remains and just if it imploded. That's actually not good.
No, I mean, I don't see anything that can happen at this point. I mean, I'm trying to be, somewhat cautious and, don't want to basically be the naysayer of what's going on. But when you're talking 6,000 pounds per square inch, it is a dangerous environment. More people have been to outer space than to this depth of the ocean.
Wow.
And when you're diving in these situations, you have to cross your T's, dot your I's. You have to do everything absolutely perfect and by the book. And throwing a bunch of tourists in a new sub that, was just created over the last several years, it's not looking good, Jesse.
He's a really...
Yeah, what do you think of that, what that guy said?
More people have been to the moon or wherever in space than this depth of water. You know what I mean? That kind of, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, the ocean is the most unexplored area. It's...
Yep.
You don't know what's down there.
I just didn't realize that Titanic was that deep.
Well, I didn't realize it either until this whole thing happened, so I can't say anything. Then President Street Crime Weekly. Just looking at the comments. Let me see. Would they recover the bodies, though? Lots of cave divers are left there. I don't know, AF, man. Because if it did implode and it went all the way down, I don't know. That's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Like, the hell?
Yeah.
How the hell are you going to find anything down there once it goes down there? I mean, like...
It would take a long time.
Yeah.
Those drones that use the water, I mean...
Yeah.
The only things I could think of.
Well, the ROVs that they put down already... couple of them already imploded.
Oh gosh.
So the Magellan that the French ship has on it is probably the best hope they have of locating something if they can.
Holy fuck. All right, let's continue.
Interesting guy. He's a blue blood. He's a direct descendant of two signers of the Declaration of Independence. He has experience designing and flying airplanes. He wanted to be an astronaut. He has experience designing and building these submersibles. And he freely acknowledged that this is not, it's not an airline, it's not a Toyota. He would say, safety is a relative term. If you want to be completely safe, don't get out of bed. So to Stockton, risk is part of life. And if you want to do amazing things, you have to take risk in exchange.
I would not want to hear that from by like the pilot of my plane. Let's just say
Negative Ghost Rider.
Well, it's
negative Ghost
it's
Rider.
true. It's true. You know what? The sound. Somebody had asked about the sound that they heard every 30 minutes, and it was speculated that
It's SOS.
no, that it's some sort of relay that automatically tries to re-engage itself every 30 minutes. Because when I first heard it, I thought they were banging on the hull like an SOS, and that's what they were hearing. But no, it evidently it's some sort of relay according to the technicians.
Yeah, because some people were in the chat were saying, maybe it's just ocean floor, and I was like, well, if it's every 30 minutes calculated like that, it wouldn't be, you know what I mean? It would be something other than that, which is what I think what you're talking about. That or them actually banging.
Yeah, I don't think it was them actually banging.
Yeah, because how would you even hear it through the ocean?
Well, sound carries. I mean, like
yeah,
whale song and whatnot.
yeah, but
they
doesn't
have
it like sound get kind of deafened?
Vibrations.
Yeah, vibrations. Because like we're in like there was something where I remember I read somewhere where like was it a whale? If a whale actually made it sound, you would actually die from the sound itself if it was not like air, like in above water or something like that. I don't know. I gotta look it up again.
That's cool. Yeah, no, but sonar, that's how they hear things underwater, is just the vibrations. So what they were picking up were the vibrations from whatever down there is trying to
Sonar. Thank you, Faith.
Yeah. I just said that.
Well, you didn't. Well, you said it, but the chat is always right. Obviously, the chat is always right. Don't you know that, Grandma Sherry?
I'm sorry, my bad.
You
I repent. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
All right. Say 3 super trained chats, super trained chats, and whatever.
Actually, I was like, what is he talking about? Now I got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have artistic specialists investigating thrill seekers think like that. Yeah, I get thrill seekers. Definitely not me. I am definitely not a thrill seeker. So maybe that's just crazy. I'm just
Oh, I want to tell you. So I was on Stone the other day, right? Stone Ramon, and he used to be. He used to work at a carnival, and they used to travel and stuff like that. There's a tear down period 2 to 3 days before they leave, where they start tearing a lot of stuff down, and roller coasters are still running. He's like, you guys have no clue the parts that those roller coasters are missing during the tear down period, and they're still running.
Yeah, that's why I don't go. I haven't gone on a roller coaster in a very long time.
No, unless it's permanently installed somewhere like Busch Gardens, I don't go on rides at local.
There you go.
No.
Yep.
No, because they get all excited because they were able to put it together and they had all these extra parts left over. Tim, hit play, please. Be Tim.
Timmy boy.
Bueller.
What's up?
Hey, can you hit play, please?
Well, I played the whole thing. I just put it
was
back.
over? Oh.
Yeah, it was only 5 minutes, but I just basically I'm putting it towards so people can see the inside. Do you guys want to see the? Did you see the beginning of it yet, or did you not see the beginning?
I don't think I saw the very.
All right, I'll play it from the beginning again, and then we'll just stop so you can get a fresh perspective. So here's the beginning.
Oh my God, look at that thing.
So we're coming into the sub. This is the only toilet available on a deep diving submersible. Best seat in the house. You can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens. So if you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you go back, turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around, and super durable. We keep a couple of spares on board.
For a 16-year-old to play video games.
This is the second.
Yeah, I mean, don't you want to? Wouldn't you be very safe if you walked into the submarine in Boston? What would you do? And the guy just did that with like
$1,000 back. I'm not going deep into the sea with a PlayStation controller. I'm being dead ass serious.
Come on, Boston. Where's your sense of adventure?
Yeah, this was their third trip down since 21.
Yeah, I would not.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I mean, like, whenever if I seen a guy do that, I'd be like that song, like fuck this, I am out.
Yeah.
That song would immediately play in my head, and I would just walk the fuck away. I'd be like, keep the $250,000. I mean, I'm not going down there. Give me like a bus fare and a cab, like a fucking Uber out of here. We're even.
I can imagine the families are going to sue, right?
I don't know. I mean, that's something like I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and
What happened?
no, because the passengers all signed liability waivers.
Yeah, but just because you sign liability, because like I have a feeling that because the whistleblower stuff, you know what I mean? Like they probably say, well, this wasn't, they didn't know all the facts or something like that. I'm sure some lawyer could probably figure something out.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they probably didn't know they went to Dick's Sporting Goods. Where do they go?
Well, they probably knew that, but I'm saying like there was a
Camper
whistleblower.
World. Camper World.
Yeah, because the whistleblower basically was stating like somewhere around that the hall wasn't really made to like had some issues with how much depth it can go into.
Yeah. Wait, see these bolts right here?
But I don't know. I don't think a lawsuit would happen, but I mean personally, but I mean you never know with legal says, you
You can
just never know.
sue for anything. You can sue for anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going anywhere. But look, see the bolts right here around this window? That's what they did on the other side that opened up with the toilet.
Yes.
It's when they closed it, they installed all these bolts. That's why they can't get out from the inside.
Oh,
Yeah, but even if they did get out from the inside, aren't they like too deep? Like they're
Way
like
too
so
deep,
they
yeah.
get crushed to death.
No, no. I'm talking about even if it's surfaced.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
So even if this thing popped up in the surface, they would need to weld it open or something like that.
Right, they would need to, get the pit crew
someone from the outside
air
to do it.
jack or something and unscrew all those things to get them out.
Yeah, that's not good. Also like
yeah, what's down there? Like, giant squid or a
Cthulhu?
Leviathan or Cthulhu. Yeah. We don't know what's down there, and they glow and they have like sharp.
Imagine the world ends because of I'm just joking. That was a joke. Maybe I shouldn't joke with that. But anyway, this is some bio game. Yeah, this does remind me of BioShock.
BioShock, yeah.
Yeah. But BioShock had a better game.
Oh,
What?
I think meant the movie Biodome.
No, BioShock was a video game about was a classic video game about a guy like who was basically like Ayn Rand, who basically wanted to build a capitalist utopia underwater, but and he literally built an entire city, and they had like high tech, but the problem is that it was too capitalist, let's just say, and it's a good game. It's still good if you ever play it, but that's what they basically have almost the same submarine design actually, which is weird for a video game that's almost 20 years old.
Right, and also
Hey, here we've been out to the
movie though, right?
Yeah.
Biodome, the movie,
Titanic.
they were encapsulated inside of a obviously it's a movie, but inside of what was it, like a greenhouse? They grew their own stuff. They had to be there for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's Biodome. That's not has anything to do with underwater. That's just basically in the middle.
Oh no, I know. So imagine being stuck somewhere and you can't get out of there as well.
Well, I would rather be in the Biodome than in this thing because at least it was outside and you can run around in a dome.
We went out in 5 8-day missions. We did about 10 dives to the wreck site of the Titanic, and we did an extra dive on an undiscovered reef that we found.
I have a question though. Like, is this generally exposed while it's underwater, or is it just showing the inside of the damn engine?
I wouldn't know. Shit.
Could you rephrase that question, please?
I meant like they have some casing over this, right? Because they wouldn't be exposed like this. I mean, this might be a very dumb question, and I don't mind looking like the idiot around here, but they would have something over this to make sure that these wires don't get hit by anything.
You would think.
Yeah.
I think they do, but I'm just saying, like, I know nothing about this, and it's kind of annoying me. Sorry. No, that's fine.
BTM NorCal put an article in Discord from
all
the
right.
ex-employee, the former employee, his lawsuit.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right.
Stockton Rush is the CEO of OceanGate, a company that offers dives to the Titanic in a one-of-a-kind carbon fiber submersible for $250,000 per person. An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign? The sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's.
So they're in here. They get this. I guess this is they get to see it. They do the camera. I think the toilet's back in the back, right? And yeah.
Submersible.
Yeah, the
have
toilet is by the one window.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Slow down, slow down. It's just in front of us. Just we're in front of the anchor.
Oh my gosh! Here's the bow, guys.
Yeah.
You guys see it?
Look at that though, how it just kind of emerges out. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, sorry about that, Cocktail. I mean, I really don't know too much about. I mean, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're just, what's the Camper World? Yeah, it's a place where you go to RVs and.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this light thing over their heads was the Camper World. Let me just go.
Yeah.
This thing here. I mean, maybe I get a better image. This thing here is the Camper World. So it doesn't look like a crucial component. It just looks like a light. Yeah. And this
I think that was a rhetorical, incredulous question. Camper World? That kind of thing. Yes, I took it wrong. Yeah, I got to go feed my cats. They're about to kill me. So I'm going to jump down.
Bye, Grandma.
Just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Love y'all.
Bye, Gary. Love you.
Bye.
I'll stop sharing. So if you want, Queen, are you going to keep it going? Because we played it twice, basically.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever you want to do.
All right. Because I don't think, I don't know if there's anything else people want to go into. But let me see. I can read the article if you want.
$2,000 to ride around in a submersible with a PlayStation controller. I'm just absolutely stunned.
I can read the article. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
So here's the article. Let me see. Just put the article in the chat. I got this from Ellie. All credit goes to Ellie and this article writer, obviously.
Credit the Koala Bear.
Koala Bear Ellie, a real researcher around here. Let me just skip the beginning one. Okay, let me see. Okay. The tourist submersible that went missing while exploring the Titanic wreck was previously the target of safety complaints from the employees of OceanGate, the parent company that owns the sub and runs tourist expeditions of the wreck. The employee complained specifically that the sub was not capable of descending to such extreme depths before he was fired. That's according to the legal documents obtained by the New Republic, according to the court documents in 2018 case. OceanGate employee David Lockridge, a submersible pilot, voiced concerns about the safety of the sub. According to the press release, Lockridge was director of marine operations at the time, quote, responsible for the safety of all crew and clients, end quote. The concerns, Lockridge voice, came to light as part of a breach of contract case related to Lockridge refusing to greenlight manned tests of the early models of the submersible over the safety concerns of Lockridge, was fired, and then OceanGate sued him for disclosing confidential information about the Titan submersible. In response, Lockridge filed a compulsory counterclaim where he alleged wrongful termination over being whistleblower about the quality and safety of the submersible. Lockridge, in his counterclaim, alleged that, quote, rather than addressing Lockridge's concern, OceanGate instead summarily terminated Lockridge employment in efforts to silence Lockridge and to avoid addressing the safety and quality control issues. The counterclaim said, given the prevalent flaws in the previously tested 1/3 scale model and the visible flaws in the carbon end samples of the Titan, Lockridge again stressed the potential dangers to the passengers of the Titan as the submersible reached extreme depths. The constant pressure cycling weakened existing floors, resulting in large tears of the carbon. Non-destructive testing was critical to detect such potentially existing flaws in order to ensure a solid and safe product for the safety of passengers and crew. The counterclaim also details a meeting at Ocean Gate's Everett, Washington, facility with the engineering staff where, quote, several individuals had expressed concerns over the engineering director, quote, end quote. The Ocean Gate CEO, Stockton Rush, asked Lockridge to conduct a quality inspection of the Titan. Per the complaint, and this is from the complaint, over the course of the next several days, Lockridge worked on his report and requested paperwork from the engineering director regarding the viewpoint design and pressure test results of the viewpoint of the Titan, along with other key information. Lockridge was met with hostility, denial of access to the necessary documentation that should have been freely available as part of his inspection in process. This is now the newspaper. Lockridge initially verbally expressed concerns about the safety and quality of the Titan submersible to Ocean Gate management, but those concerns were ignored. Lockridge, quote, identified numerous issues that posed serious safety concerns and offered corrective action and recommendation for each, end quote. Lockridge was particularly concerned about, quote, non-destructive testing performed on the hull of the Titan, end quote. But he was repeatedly, quote, repeatedly told that no scan of the hull or bond line would be done to check for delaminations, porosity. I need to look that word up. Let me see. One moment. Porosity. One moment. Yeah, I said it right. Porosity. The quality degree of having minute spaces. All right, cool. Thank you. Let me see where I lost. Porosity and voids of the sufficient adhesion of the glue being used due to the thickness of the hull. So I'll read that again. Repeatedly told that no scan of the hull of the bond line would be done to check for delamination or porosity and voids of the sufficient adhesion of the glue being used due to the thickness of the hull, end quote. He was also told there was no such equipment that could conduct a test like that. What do you think of that so far, Boston or anyone up here? Let me just read the chat and I'll continue reading. Yeah, I hope Phonics works for me. That was a joke. CO cut so many corners and never should have been taken. Yeah, it looks like this was like the early stages of the miniature one. Let me see, poor people. It's also an invention, but without proper engineering. Let me see. I'm just reading the comments. I stopped for a moment. Don't think so, because he said he was worried about getting tangled into something. Oh, I see what you mean. Let me see. Yeah, please don't troll the chat. There's one person who said something really fucking disgusting. Please don't do that. That's not cool. Let me see. Now, next part says, after Lockridge issued, let me just see if I just, okay. After Lockridge issued his inspection report, Ocean Gate officials convened a meeting on January 19th, 2018 with the CEO of Human Resources, Director, Engineering, Director, Lockridge, and Operations Director per the complaint. And this is from the complaint. At the meeting, Lockridge discovered why he had been denied access to the viewpoint information from the engineering department. The viewpoint at the forward of the submersible was only built to a certified pressure of 1,300 meters, although Ocean Gate intended to take passengers down to depths of 4,000 meters. Lockridge learned that the viewpoint manufacturer would only certify depths of 1,300 meters due to experimental design of the viewpoint supplied by Ocean Gate, which was out of pressure vessels for human occupancy standards. Ocean Gate refused to pay for the manufacturer to build a viewpoint that would meet the required depth of 4,000 meters. The Titanic is estimated to sit in the ocean floor at a depth of nearly 4,000 meters. Paying passengers wouldn't know or be informed about Lockridge concerns, according to the complaints. They also wouldn't be informed that, quote, hazardous flammable materials were being used within the submersible, end quote. Lockridge expressed concerns about the Titan again, but OceanGate didn't address these concerns. Lockridge was fired. The case between Lockridge and OceanGate didn't advance much further, and a few months later, the two parties settled. As of Tuesday, the Coast Guard said that 10,000 square miles have been searched since the Titan submersible went missing Sunday afternoon. 5 people are said to be on board, and the submarine had the capacity to be underwater for about 96 hours, according to the Guardian. So that's pretty damning.
Yeah.
But it is definitely.
I heard half of it, had to grab a coffee, but this part I heard was, geez. So does that now? Do you think that there might be some sort of suit following now after hearing that?
I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to hazard a guess about that. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be someone that's going to look into it. Yeah. I'll try not to sound stupid and say something I don't know, personally.
Maybe. That's a good one, right? Maybe.
My personal take, it seems like they kind of went cheap on manufacturing of this product, and they wanted to just kind of rush this thing out. Probably because they had probably was very expensive to get this stuff out. So they're probably thinking to themselves, we need to get this product out and make money. That's my personal take. And this might not be the case.
Remember the weather was only like this is like the best break of weather they had for, maybe they like jumped on.
Yeah, because you're talking about this project probably cost millions of dollars to do. So they're probably thinking, we need to get this project out. We need to get this project out. Mm-hmm. And they probably had a budget, and they probably were cutting costs.
Need to get some money back, you know what I mean?
Because you're thinking like, you got to realize that this is probably cost them millions and millions of dollars, actually. I mean, I can't even imagine. Matter of fact, is there an article that talks about the cost of OceanGate, how much money they probably invested? But that's my personal take. And then you got a guy that wants to slow down your project going out, but and then you kind of get rid of him and you kind of silence him by doing that. I think it's like millions just in gas. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a huge investment, and you're kind of like sitting there until it gets into that water, you're not getting any of your money back. So I think that's probably what was the situation that occurred. It kind of explains also the parts. Like, you're trying to get all these parts from different, cheapest as you can. You put them in there, and that's the situation, That's
can't make money if that thing's not in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. True Texas says, I would say that the IMO, when a vendor will not certify something to do what you're going to do with it, and the NDA test was denied, is a no good thing. IMO. Yeah, agreed. What's with the hammering they're hearing? Well, originally people thought it was like some sort of banging from in there, but I don't know. I'm doing good. Let me see. I was watching an interview with the person that built the submersible, James Cameron pilot, to visit the Titanic, and it was built in the guy's garage. Yeah.
Jesus.
But the difference is, like, I would say he's putting his own life, you know what I mean? Like, those people know the risks involved. You know what I mean? They built it, so they know the risks involved. This is a little bit different. You're building a product for tourists to jump on, and you're not really telling them the risks involved and all the manufacturing. So I feel like, Cameron can do what the hell he wants with himself, because he's not really, he knows the risks involved when he's building this thing. It feels like it's a little bit kind of shady to do this with, people who are paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars, in my opinion.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my personal issue with that. And I feel like it was just I read the article about the couple suing them. Oh yeah, I'll check that out. I'll read that actually. That'd be interesting.
Oh, cool.
I'm just trying to find the article. I'm trying to. But
It's mind-boggling to me that, but there's a lot of, what do they call them? Adrenaline junkies out there that just, like, I couldn't bungee jump. I couldn't.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really blame the people that jumped in the product. The product they probably thought was perfectly fine, and if it has to do with some like the manufacturing of the product, it's not really their fault. It's really the submersible company's fault for pushing out this product.
I'm just saying, like, I couldn't even jump out of a plane, let alone, you know what I mean? I would, like I said before, I would pack a parachute in a regular.
Okay, so company that owns the missing submersible is being sued by Winter Park couple. Okay, and this article is from Wash. How do you say WESH? Wash 2. I know if I'm missaying it, I'm doing then sorry about that. Okay, so this is from Winter Park, Florida. The company that owns the missing submersible is actually being sued by a Central Florida couple. Mark and Sharon Hagel from Winter Park filed a lawsuit against Ocean Gate CEO Richard Stockton Rush months ago. According to the lawsuit, Hagels wanted to visit the wreckage of the Titanic on board on Ocean Gate craft in 2018 and invested upwards of $200,000 to participate in the expedition. But the trip was delayed, and in the end, they never actually took the voyage. Okay, this actually kind of explains a little bit, because the last article talked about they were testing it in 2019. So maybe this is like why they're kind of rushing. Okay, because they were probably taking orders. Okay, let me read more. But the trip was delayed. In the end, they never actually took the voyage. Wash 2 obtained a lawsuit which shows that Hagels claimed Rush knowingly strung them along, even though he knew the vessel was not ready to take the trip and wouldn't give them a refund. Reached out to Hagels, and they told us they have no comment. The submersible vanished while taking. Okay. According to the press, the vessel is deep within 12. Just trying to see if there's anything. So this kind of paints a picture that they're taking in orders. They are spending a ton of money.
And they can't fulfill the orders.
And they're kind of rushing to get this product out. And they're trying to cut corners a little bit. That's what I'm taking from the two articles.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. You can disagree with my opinion. I don't mind. I'm not going to yell at you in the chat, but that's what it kind of paints at me with a picture, where you have a product that's is costing you a lot of money. People are, you're stringing along clients to pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then
maybe they want their money back, or
they want their money back. You're losing money. You're trying to get this product out. You have this dream. You're just doing everything to get it out, and when you cut corners, it's kind of a situation like that.
I agree with Grandpa Sherry. I hope it just imploded. They didn't have to suffer down there and the anxiety and all that kind of. Oh Lord, I couldn't.
Yeah, that's terrible to think about, to be honest with you. But
it is.
But it's unfortunate that these innocent people their deaths might have been caused because some guy wanted to
recoup his losses.
Yeah, cut corners to try to get the product out.
Too.
That could be a possibility. Now, could a lawyer come around and say, "Hey, these people did not know that you cut corners here, and they did when they signed these waivers, did not waive for you to cut corners"? Maybe, but that's for an attorney to decide. But in the end of the day, I mean, what the fuck are they going to get? They're not going to get blood from a stone probably after this shit. Maybe they have insurance. From anytime scheduled budget overrides safety, walk away. Yeah, agreed, true Texan. But my guess is these people probably didn't know. I always wanted to go to see the Titanic, but I always knew that even if I could afford it, I'd have the opportunity that I could not have handled it. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and go into a situation like that. But it just seems like probably this company's going to face some real ramifications when people start fighting. If these people don't come out of that water, because I have a feeling that if you cut corners to this degree and you knew that the product had issues, I'm wondering if there's like some possibility of civil. Yeah, I'm thinking there's a possibility for civil. There's a possibility for anything. Anyone can sue anyone.
Even criminal, no?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, could there be a criminal case? I don't know. I mean,
you're
if you knowingly,
you're right, or something. If you, it's almost
if you
like
know, if
roller
you were
coaster.
warned by the company that this thing was not certified for this depth, and you're kind of just like, well, we're gonna have to get this product out. You know what I mean?
I wonder
That
how
could
they
be an issue.
I don't know
But
if
that's
there's
just
other laws like that. If it's not up to spec, code and spec type thing. Like, are you even allowed to? Like, I don't. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I don't know, but it is what it is. I mean, some people say no. Some people, I saw Party of Six say, I say no, which is, it could be.
Definitely liability. I mean, I would,
Yeah, I don't know who you would hold responsible at that point. Definitely
that's right. He's in there, right?
yeah. If he's down there, then I guess you wouldn't really hold anyone criminal at that point because he's down there. So the guy who's responsible is down there.
I can imagine like everybody, and they're like, "This is your machine. What's going on?" Like, "Oh Lord, oh Lord."
Yeah, that would be quite interesting. The passengers don't survive. The company has no CEO. I don't expect anyone to pick it up and keep going. Yeah. At that point, yeah.
There's no insurance on it. You said there was no like.
I don't know. I didn't say that.
I thought someone said that insurance or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hoping there's insurance. I mean,
I don't speak to that. His estate would be accountable. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, that's what I'm thinking. His estate would be accountable, but I'm thinking like the criminal question since the guy's down there, and that would be quite a weird situation where you're the CEO of the company and you're down there stuck with all your clients, probably fucking very pissed off at you.
Right. Mutiny. Jesus Lord.
Liability insurance, otherwise they can't pay. That'd be quite interesting. Probably Grandma Sherry would know that, but like, would a liability insurance company take on an experimental diving machine, like submersible? I
That's
don't
a lot
think
of
so.
money.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like, would they actually take that as their client? Because that seems like something I don't think Grandma Sherry would sign off on. Yeah, she said no. I don't think they're signing off on that. They'd be like, nah, you can go out there.
They signed a waiver though. Would there be grounds to, the rep says they signed a waiver though. Would there be grounds to sue? You probably already answered that. Well, that all depends on what they signed.
Well, I mean, like, let's say there were. I mean, I'm not an attorney. I'm just saying that now. But when you sign a waiver, you're usually signing like what you're signing, what you're getting into. But let's say you don't know that the whole thing was basically not certified at that depth, and let's say they didn't tell you that, and let's say they didn't tell you that they had other issues with that they used, that it wasn't certified for 4,000.
Yeah.
Then there might be, but I doubt that the people, who are, I doubt that there'd be any money, to be honestly, to sue.
Oh, John says negligence outweighs any waiver.
Yeah. I mean, if you basically just told people one thing and then didn't tell them everything, I don't think that it's fair. Usually you have to know what you're getting into when you sign a waiver,
And Cappy, there's no way you would ever get into one of those things.
Cappy would absolutely get into it. She's going to go into the next dive. With JLR. He's on the investigation. He's going down there with Cappy. Cappy and JLR are going to go into the next immersive.
I mean, would I be surprised if JLR went? No.
Yeah, and the reason why I say the things because I read an article earlier, Crab. Here's the article, and it talks about, and here I'll put the article in the chat. It's from the Republic, and it basically this is a whistleblower that talked about how that this thing was not certified for the depths and it was not ready. Let me see. I'll read one of the quotes. The major quote that's interesting to me. At the meeting, Lockridge, and this is from the Republic again, Lockridge discovered why he had been denied access to the viewpoint information from the engineering department. The viewpoint at the forward of the submersible was only built to a certified pressure of 1,300 meters, although the Ocean Gate intended to take passengers down to depths of 4,000 meters. Lockridge learned that the viewpoint manufacturer would only certify to a depth of 1,300 meters due to the experimental design of viewpoints supplied by OceanGate, which was out of the pressure vessel of human occupancy standards. OceanGate refused to pay for the manufacturer to build a viewpoint that would meet the required depth of 4,000 meters. And then if you go here, I'm trying to see what year this would be. This was in January 19th, 2018, this meeting. So if you go to the other article, when the woman's demanding her refund, it was in 2000, they put their down payment in 2018. So the people that are suing for a refund in 2018, and then they have this meeting in January 19th, 2018, discussing about the issues. So
thank God that woman didn't go. I wonder what's going through her right now. Like,
it's not 40,000; it's 4,000, not 40,000. If I said I said 40. Did I say 40,000? No, it's 4,000. Yeah, it's 4,000 meters, not 40,000. So it was certified. The viewpoint, the forward of the submersible, was only built to certified pressure of 1,300 meters, and the depth of the Titanic is about 4,000.
So yeah, they. Oof.
Yes, he was fired because he kind of did a whistleblower type of situation, and when he started talking, they kind of sued him because he kind of he started talking, and then they settled. I think a couple of months later they settled.
And now he's looking like an absolute, I don't want to say the word genius, you know what I mean? But
well, he was doing his job, and they
Yeah.
didn't want him to they kind of didn't want him to do his job.
that's, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not gonna say it, but that seems like a little fishy right there as well.
Yeah, and here's the article. It's a short article, and I just typed in Google. I'm sure people can find more if they actually pulled the complaint or stuff. Maybe I'll look for it. And this is the article of the Florida couple suing them. So it just paints a picture to me, just as a layman, that they just were rushing with the product. They needed to put it together, and they were just cutting corners. It's as simple as that. That's how I think.
Just they're fucking cutting corners like that.
I don't know about the cap. I think the cap. I know medical malpractices. There's a cap for doctors of $250,000 in it, like for a punitive or something like that. I know there's certain caps for punitive damages, but I don't know. Either way, any lawsuit would bankrupt this company, and I don't know if there's anything that's going to be left. To be honest with that, they'll probably just claim bankruptcy at that point.
Oh yeah, there's no recouping this. Nope. There was no more Ocean Gate name business. Now they make other submersibles, right, that actually do this correctly, right? This one is just their own.
You're asking me when I just said I'm an idiot when it comes to submersibles?
No, you said you're a pro. What?
I'm not a pro. What the fuck are you talking about? See, I'm not going to claim that I know everything. You know what I mean? People are going to be like, I do not know fucking about submersibles. I'm just reading articles right now, and I'm just using common sense to put together a picture in my head of what might have happened. That's pretty much it. There's no expertise coming here. Sorry.
I just hope they recover it, the submersible, and you know what I mean? They're just not lost in sea, underwater. You know what I mean? There's never any answers, so to speak.
Well, I mean, I hope they come out of it, and I hope they all come out safe. You know what I mean? It's just a really sad situation.
Do they go in? Was it Sunday they went in?
Let me see. I'm just reading something for a moment.
Good.
Okay, so the Florida couple sued the CEO of Titanic tourism company Ocean Gate Expedition, accusing him of misleading them about their trip to visit the wreck and refusing to refund the $210,258 when they complained. Mark and Sharon Hagel, who made their fortune in commercial real estate, are well known for their philanthropy and their adventurous spirit. In March 2022, March 2022, they were on the fourth Blue Origin passenger spaceship flight and became the first married couple to become space tourists. Wow. Okay, they had money. In 2016, while on a trip to the South Pole, they decided their next adventure would be underwater in 2017. They announced as among the first customers of Ocean Gate, which was founded in 2009 by Seattle-born aviator, businessman Stockton Rush, now 61. This company was 2009. Okay, cool. But they never got to take their trip, and in February this year, which I think, when was this Daily Mail written? Sometime, because this is an old article, probably. Let me see. Wish they had the date. Yeah, so this, January this year. Let me see.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let me read it back again. But they never got to take their trip, and in February this year, sued Rush, accusing him, I think this is miswritten, accusing him of selling the adventure knowing it was not on schedule and refusing to refund their cash. My guess is this might have been copied and pasted, so obviously it wasn't this year because it was in 2018. Ocean Gate submersible, the Titan, is currently missing with 5 people on board after it lost communication during the dive on Titanic's wreckage, which is around 2,500 feet below. A frantic search and rescue operation underway to locate and recover the vessel before 96 hours of oxygen supply is run out. Let me see. Let me see some looking at things.
I wonder if they got. Did they say they got the refund? I wasn't sure if you if I heard that or not.
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, Seattle-born 6th Rush 61 founded Ocean Gate Expedition in 2009 after trying and failing to buy Explorer, a businessman Steve Fawcett submersible after the Adventure died in 2007 plane crash. Venture died in a 2007 plane crash. As a young man, Rush was more interested in space than deep seas. At 19, he became the youngest jet transport rated pilot in the world, qualifying with the United States Airlines Jet Training Institute. For the next 3 years, he flew for Saudi Arabian Airlines on the summer holidays from his aerospace engineering course in Princeton. From 1984, he worked with the U.S. Air Force on F-15s and anti-satellite missiles program with the aim of eventually taking part of the space program. Rush obtained an MBA from Berkeley and went on work for multiple companies specializing in sonar, subsea, and technology radars. He built a Glazar 3rd experimental aircraft, which he flew regularly, and his own Kitteridge, Kitteridge K350 2-man submersible. What the hell is a Kitteridge?
Yeah, what is it? I'll Google it.
Okay, let's see what a Kitteridge is. Okay, yeah, okay, now I see. It's like a 2-man submersible. Okay, cool. Just like how it says. It's like a cool.
Yeah.
Rush always intended to take tourists to the Titanic in 2007. He was said planned to then branch out to excursions to hydrothermal vents or deep sea canyons and underwater battlefield tours. He then hoped to work with oil and gas exploration. Well, that's where the big money's at. That's probably how he was going to pay for it all if he would have gotten to that. 2018, he manned the Underwater Vehicles Committee of the Marine Technology Society. At a 60-year-old trade group, warned that the current experimental approach of the company could result in problems from minor to catastrophe. The company also fired David Lockridge, who was the director of the marine operations for the Titan project, after disagreeing with his demands for more rigorous safety checks on the submersible, including testing to prove its integrity. Additionally, the company opted against having the craft classed, any industry-wide practice whereby independent inspectors ensure vessels meet acceptable technical standards. Rush is also understood to be the on board the vessel, which vanished on Sunday, along with the French Navy veteran PH, trying to say his name right, Nargilet. The Huggles claim that Rush, Princeton educated engineer and pilot with MBA from Berkeley, traveled to their home in the Winter Park. And this is back to the Huggles, the people that are suing. So sorry, that was kind of his bio, and I'm trying to read. Let me look at the chat just so I'm not. And I'll continue reading.
Hey, Nonya. Hola.
Yeah, how you doing? Hi, Lady Lisa. So what do you think of it so far? Just me reading randomly.
I'm surprised. I mean, I know I've said it a lot. I think you're. It's just like like I said, a lot of people are adrenaline junkies, and they will take the chance. Like I won't even get on a roller coaster, like I was telling you guys, stuff like that. Some people will. We don't know what that was in that thing they signed, so we don't. You know what I mean? We don't really know if they knew.
Yeah, I
of it
mean,
or not or didn't. You know?
yeah, I mean, agreed. All right, I'm going to read this in one moment.
Whereabouts are we at?
I was reading about the lawsuit that the couple that sued Ocean, the Ocean Gate. I was reading that while you were away.
The ones that didn't make it on.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah.
So, okay, so what they sue for? What happened?
Basically, they were kind of led along about how that they can come on to this thing at 2018, but he kept on pushing. And also, I read about the article that Ellie sent me about the whistleblower that talked about how he tried to ask for safety around the same time period. Basically, that I'll read it so I don't misquote it. At the meeting, Lockridge discovered why he had been denied access to the viewpoint. This is the person, the whistleblower, that was fired. Information from the engineering department. The viewpoint at the forward of the submersible was only built to be certified pressure of 1,300 meters, although Ocean Gate intended to take the passengers down to depths of 4,000 meters. Lockridge learned that the viewpoint manufacturer would only certify the depths of 1,300 meters due to experimental design of the viewpoint supplied by Ocean Gate, which was out of the pressure vessel for human occupancy. Standards. OceanGate refused to pay for the manufacturer to build a viewpoint that would meet the required depth of 4,000 meters. So this happened around January 19, 2018, this meeting, where there was issues with manufacturing, and this guy eventually got fired. He started talking about how they were not safety concerns. He gets sued. He countersues for being a whistleblower. They settle. But at the same year, basically, this couple, which was that the Hagels, which is like this kind of rich couple, real estate couple that basically were the first couple to go into space recently, but also they went and they wanted to do this. They went up to this guy. So I'm reading that part. So the Huggles claim that Rush, and this is an article from Daily Mail, so take it with a grain of salt, obviously. Huggles claimed that the Russian Princeton educated engineer and pilot with the NBA, and so they met Rush, and the Huggles met. So basically, NBA. So he traveled to their home in Winter Park suburb in Orlando, Florida, to convince them to buy to his company. The submersible he intended to use was named the Cyclops 2 at the time. It was since been renamed Titan. During their September 27th, 2017 meeting, Rush made several false statements of material fact to plaintiff, including without limitations regarding the status of development of testing of Cyclops 2 as of that date. 2. Cyclops 2 would be ready to dive on Titanic by June of 2018. The suit obtained by Daily Beast reads, C, and this is subsection C, if plaintiff had any questions or concerns as to the integrity of Cyclops 2 and or the timing of the expedition, if it were to be delayed, they could request and would receive a full refund of all monies paid with no questions asked. D, plaintiff's deposits were and any future payments by plaintiff would be held in a dedicated client escrow account separate from his or Ocean Gate's funds. They claim the trip was postponed by a year 3 separate times due to testing requirements, unspecified equipment failure. They said their money was not, as had been promised, kept in a separate account where they could recover it. The company allegedly told Hagels they could join in 2021 mission to Titanic's sunken hull, but not get refund. They argued that Rush violated state fraud and unfair or deceptive practices statutes. Hagels are seeking the return of their money as well as attorney fees and other reimbursement for their pains for their pain. It's unclear the status of the lawsuit. Given the willful, wanton, and egregious nature of Rush conduct, plaintiff reserves the right to seek to have punitive damages rewarded herein in the complaint states. Mark Hagel, asked about the suit, told the Daily Beast. My thoughts go out to the owners of the Ocean Gate, the people that are on the submersible, both of the crew and the guests. And we're hoping for a miracle. Okay, this is a miracle, and that everybody comes home safely. Let me see your entire focus. Okay, so basically in 2018, a letter to Rush obtained by the New York Times warned that the current experimental approach of the company could result in problems from minor to catastrophe. Just okay, there's more I can read, but what do you think of that? So basically, it paints a picture, Queen, that the company was in need of funds. It sounds like from the complaint that they combined their actual deposit, what they were supposed to hold in escrow, to their main company account, and it might have been that they were desperate for money and they were kind of just rushing to try to put this thing together.
Are you thinking, Tim, maybe a little rob Peter to pay Paul almost?
Could be. It could be.
Without having any kind of, like with, how like certain things have like OSHA, like you have to be checked out. You know what I mean? They don't have any stipulations. There's nobody checking them out. Like there's nobody that's.
Yeah. And my guess is that they were rushing with this project. They were putting a lot of money down. That's why they were cutting corners a little bit here and there, it looks like, from their own words of going to,
Remember when the guy showed him the controller and he just screamed laughing?
Yeah, my guess is that he might have combined the funds of people who put deposits to his company, and he didn't have the money to pay them back. And he was under that pressure to get that damn thing down, because until that thing goes into the water, they're just losing money every day.
Yep.
And that's what it kind of feels like to me, just reading these articles. There's more to the article, obviously, but that's what I think in my head.
If it's not in the water, all it's doing is literally sucking up money.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Don't get in a, I almost said submersible. Submersible? Is that what it's called? Submersible?
Yeah, it's a submersible. Yeah, it's not submarine. Yeah, it's just it's a pretty sad situation. For those people, you know what I mean? Like, it's even sad for the CEO, because it sounds like this guy was a very accomplished individual. He's a very smart guy, and he made a mistake. He made a very big mistake too. Unfortunately, his mistake might have cost other people's their lives. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's not great. It's not great at all. Okay, so the timeline of events. All right, timeline of events. Okay, Saturday, June 17th, British billionaire Hamish Harding posts on Twitter and Instagram that he has joined the Ocean Gate expedition dive on Titan submersible to Titanic shipwreck. Sunday, 1 p.m., Titanic submersible begins dive to wreck, launching from support ship the Polar Prince, about 435 miles south of St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. 2:45 p.m., vessel loses contact with the surface an hour and 45 minutes into normally a 2.5-hour dive to the bottom where Titanic lies. Titan should communicate with the crew on surface via text message. 3 p.m., Titan sends last distress signal. 10:40 p.m., alert raised with the U.S. Coast Guard. Monday, 2 a.m., Joint Rescue Coordination centered in Halifax, responsible for Canadian response, alerted by the U.S. Coast Guard. Ocean Gate releases a statement confirming search operations underway for its submersible. U.S. Coast Guard said it's launching a sweeping search approximately 900 miles east of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, while the Canadian Coast Guard is taking part in efforts with fixed-wing aircraft. A ship on the Monday, even it is confirmed that the Harding is on board the submersible. Tuesday, search and rescue operations involved military aircraft 900 miles east of Cape Cod was continuing with the U.S. Coast Guard said. The Canadian research vessel Polar Prince and 106 Rescue Wing will continue to conduct surface searches alongside the two U.S. C-130 flights, UK-based business, and some confirmed to be on board. Okay, it was sent manned underwater. Just seeing if there's more. Okay, we know that. Yeah, I'm just looking. Let me see. What do you think so far? If anyone's up here.
So my freaking mute button it was like sticking. Yesterday, my remember you said your computer like froze on you?
Yeah, it happens because I have too many tabs open.
Well, mine did that an hour after you, and then did a weird update, kicked me off the panel, and then I had to do an update. It was very weird, but I might have just needed the update. Yeah, same thoughts. You know.
Let me see. There's got to be some type of regulations that would have stopped them from going down if it wasn't deemed safe, correct? Or am I just dumb? Yeah, well, you would think. You would think.
It's a good question because, like Tim said, you would think if it's only certified or whatever for a certain depth and it goes past that, you would think, you know what I mean?
It looks like they just denied actually having an independent examiner go through it and examine it and give it a rating. Probably for that same reason why Lockridge basically said, hey, this is not good enough safety for the depth you're going in that situation. Chat was seriously acting up on my phone. Yeah, it was. It sometimes does. My keyboard on phone just disappeared yesterday. Yeah. They have had their pastors sign that in experimental. To me, they knew the possibility. I don't know if they knew that the about the lawsuit and the possibility of the. I just started.
But again, negligence doesn't right.
Yeah, it does. That the viewpoint forward of the submersible was only good for 1,300 meters when it was supposed to go down to 4,000 meters. And I don't know if they actually fixed that problem, but they didn't have an independent person to look at it and certify it. Good on you. So that's just, I don't know.
You can sign a waiver, but if you're doing it in a negligent way, right? I think that trumps the waiver.
Yeah, your QA QC has to be independent, or IMO is worthless. Yeah. So I mean. No, I'm saying that when they went down this time, they knew that there was possibility it could not end well. The postures is who I'm speaking of. Yeah, but there's a difference between, I don't know what's in the state of mind. Maybe they were told, hey, this thing is only good for 1,300 meters, this part here. Maybe they had a better understanding. Maybe I shouldn't speak on the term. Maybe, that's why I say I don't think there's going to be a lawsuit. There's a possibility for anything, but what are they going to sue for if the CEO is gone and the company's going to probably be bankrupt?
Yeah, the company was probably in the hole already before this trip.
My hope is that they just get out and this is just simply a malfunction with the communication, or they're just something. I don't know. I'm hoping that no one just goes down and dies from this, because it looks like, this guy, the CEO, looks like an accomplished individual. All these people look like they're good people, that they great accomplished people, and it's just sad to see. Well, any human life loss is bad, but just see that sad, pretty sad situation.
It really is.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, even if they chose to go down there, it still sucks,
Yeah. Yeah.
They still lost their life ultimately, and it sucks.
Yeah. They're all excited to go down there and see something, you know what I mean? They've been looking forward to see, and you know what I mean? It's just extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, good on you. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, but I think my guess is that they probably went cheap with the parts. They probably they were trying to get this thing out because they were losing money. And, simple as that. And it worked a couple of times, but then eventually it didn't work. That's what I think is probably going to be the situation.
Yeah. My cigarettes. Where they are.
Yeah, somebody said send the pedos on a trial run. I agree.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
That's one way to.
That's one way to have
test it out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck it, shit.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Yes. Did you guys see? Did you? I got a screen record. Did you guys see? Miss Ann went back to Dale.
Oh yeah, I did.
Damn! After Rose done shoved you in the ground and cancer this, cancer that, trash talked you, fuck, you know what I mean? All kinds.
And guess
of
what, Queen Bee?
Nasty shit. You went back there. You made yourself look foolish.
Guess what? Later that night, Rose Fire Up Alive did the same fucking shit.
I bet she did. Oh, I bet she was fucking pissed.
Hot.
Yeah, I bet she was mad as hell. See, and that's Dolly playing games.
Yep.
Well, not my monkey, not my circus.
That's
right.
Like, I don't know why she's back. I don't agree with it. Blah 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 blah. Miss Ann, if you listen, just put back.
Have at it. Have at it.
Listen, that's why I say, not my monkey, not my circus. You
It won't last long because you guys, I mean, they've already, you know what I'm saying? The loyalty's already broke, so it ain't gonna last long anyways. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? A couple days, a week at the most, and people are starting. Tina's already pissed. You can see the look on her face.
She was so pissed.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tina was mad as fuck. Did you see that shit?
Yep.
Yeah, she was pissed.
Tina's like, no, Snake's gotta go. You ain't doing it.
Some people were saying that they talked it out or something like that, but I think they were just saying that like third party type thing. You know what I mean?
And then you got fucking Lap Band over here talking shit. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to fucking. I was trying to be nice, and you know what I'm saying. Talk about this other shit here, because you know what I'm saying. We've been fucking, going back and forth with these idiots for a while now. So I was like, I need a little palate cleanser. I need a little break. You know what I mean? She's cards out every day is just, it's getting old. So I guess, that's what I need to go back to. So maybe tonight I'll tear Laura's live apart and that'd be Laura.
Oh, did you see the Toasty? Oh my god, the Toasty when I was on the panel with the Toasty.
No, but I've seen fucking Psycho's back at it again. The one that's hard in.
Did you see the part where someone jumped up with a horse mask and a wig?
What?
And we were just calling her Laura, and like Toasty was like, "Why the long face?"
Oh my god, no, I didn't watch that. I watched like
where did this happen at?
This happened in Toasty Burnt Toast's live.
Oh, you said Toasty. I was thinking of somebody else.
Oh, Burnt Toast live, yeah, because she had an open panel, and it's like pandemonium sometimes because you got like all these different communities. And a lady just walked up.
No, I didn't see that.
No, roasted Betty.
We couldn't understand her, but we're like, wow, this is like this. I was like, wow, this is like the most sense I've ever heard from Laura. But I'm trying to, let me just show you it. I'll show you. I think I gotta go. I gotta find it. It was like kind of in the beginning. Let me see.
No, I was gonna say I was there for a while. I guess I must have missed that.
Yeah, I'll show you. Let me go to if you go to 1 hour and 9 minutes. Literally like a person with like put on a horse head, and a wig. Here, I can put share screen and show you. Can I do that? Can I do a share screen?
Put it on. Yeah, you can put it on. Yeah, put it up. That's fine.
And that's the here. I'll share it. And this is the person.
Oh.
Is this person have a horse mask on? Is this Laura?
Are you waiting? Is this waiting?
What the?
Are you gonna say something?
Yeah, this is the person. My dogs are not cooperating.
I can't understand a word you're saying. I'm sorry.
Something isn't cooperating.
Well, I'll tell you what. Like this person just literally had a horse mask the entire time. This was the horse mask.
God, it's gonna be hard.
Oh my god, she left him up there.
She left him up for like 20 minutes.
Me, it says.
And like Heels came up and said, I think Heels came up and said, "Pretty hair." Pretty
Oh,
hair.
God.
Oh, Heels' video this today was good.
Yeah, Heels did a really good video today. Uni, let's go. We can go over that too. Uni filed a response for his lawsuit.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Good.
filed a dismissal, which we already knew that was coming. So
So
I'm
it's
sure
all-
it'll be dismissed soon. You know what I mean? Because that's just how, it takes a while. Everything takes forever. So
Yeah.
Well, GLR's own words. When you're pro se, if you're going against a lawyer, you're automatically going to lose. So
right.
That
So,
was
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
I mean, JLR knows that. He knows that.
Well, JLR knows.
Look,
like,
he's
knows-
doing it to waste time because, like I said, even fucking,
That's why when she said,
dumb fuck
you
knows
get
that
yourself
she's
a-
not gonna fucking make it. She knows she's not gonna get no money. She already knows that. She knows. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's only doing it just to piss me off and waste my time, and ain't doing either. I don't really give a fuck. So
Yeah. So what I have a conspiracy theory on it, and mine is simply that
with
that's when she
Uni,
said
right?
when she said little girl, you need to get yourself a lawyer. It's like she wants you to get a lawyer and spend money and stuff.
yeah,
like
she
that.
wants me to waste time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and we probably shouldn't go too much into it.
Yeah, because that's why. Well, that's why I said there's really no. I mean, there's really no reason for me to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but with Uni, I think it makes sense. He definitely should answer and then move on.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, but did you see White Boy put up that video of JLR or something, and he doxed him right afterwards, right? Like put up his probation officer's number and all that, being, you know what I'm saying, just doing stupid shit.
No,
That's their MO. That's what they do.
Even the filing that JLR did to Uni was basically the whole goal of that was basically to fuck with him and dox him. That was basically
right.
But he didn't realize that, and that's what it is. Simple as that. And Uni just didn't take it well.
Hold on. I want to know what Uni's response was from his attorney. Take the "It Wasn't Me" song and sing the lyrics in the court from Sesame Street voice.
Oh,
what?
God. It
What?
What happened?
Are you okay? Good, Anya? Did you hit your
Hold
head?
on. She said, "Want to know what Uni's response was from his attorney? Take the 'It Wasn't Me' song and sing the lyrics in the court from Sesame Street's voice." What the fuck is he talking about?
Did he say that, or are you just making a joke? Good
Great. I was gonna say, you talking shit or what, bitch?
Read it again. Wait. Okay.
It wasn't me. Oh, it was just
Kate the Great said, "Leave Sesame Street out of this."
Sing the lyrics in the CO. What does that mean?
Oh, here she is, right here. What you talking about?
You
What's
know
up?
I'm talking shit.
I
So
know,
look,
bitch.
you gotta take the, you gotta take the, and she caught me on the counter. It wasn't
me.
Right?
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Okay,
So take
okay,
that,
okay.
right? And he said I defamed him. It wasn't me.
I'm done.
He said I showed the pictures. It wasn't me, right? But then you have to add a twist onto it, because if you look at it, all the layouts that they did, you got to actually sing that in the voice of the count. You know the count? 1, ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Right?
Dracula.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to take the count, and from Sesame Street, you have to actually sing the lyrics. It's complicated. I'm gonna work on it today and get it together by the time you go live again, so I could actually do it for you. But that's
Yes.
what it was to me when I read it out. I was like, oh, okay. So it was like, I don't know. But
I was
anyways,
like, oh, she's
that's what I
got
was
to be
trying to
talking
say.
some shit. She's got to be.
Absolutely, absolutely, because it was all. It wasn't me, Your Honor. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And then it was like, so it says defendants deny the allegations contained on numbered pages, okay? Numbered paragraphs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Oh, no, they left out 36, so that must not be the wrong one. 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48.
Step away for a second. Why were you counting to 48?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
That's what literally that's literally what it said. It wasn't me.
That's his basically what that's his answer? So
6
each of the
weeks. Actually, it's probably been longer. Now it's actually been almost what is
2
it?
months.
What is 2 months? So almost 8 weeks, and that's what it took. They named all those numbers, and it wasn't me.
So that was his response to each of the claims.
I was going to say, I sent you the paperwork. Did you get
Yeah.
it? Okay.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
But
because literally it says first defense.
Yeah.
It says defendants deny the allegations contained in numbered paragraphs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to 48 and of the plaintiff's complaint. It wasn't me.
I used to love that song.
So just
too.
add that in there. Yeah.
Now we were just listening to JLR saying, in the heels thing, in regards to like we were just talking about uni, it makes perfect sense. He just did that knowing, you know what I mean, just to fuck with him. There wasn't going to be any type of going to court and whatnot. That makes a lot of sense now.
Let me just read it again because let me see because I think you did send me. Let me see. Defendant deny allegations contained.
2, ha 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 ha. 3, ha 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 ha.
But he's not citing anything why he's denying it.
Right, he just denies it because it wasn't him. Beat him. It wasn't him.
What?
Dude, it wasn't him.
Oh my God! Yes, 8
I love
weeks.
it with him.
It took 8 weeks to come up with 3 sentences.
3.
Yeah, but where's his like his defense? Like
Defendants deny for want of information the allegation contained in numbered paragraph 1 and 36 of the plaintiff's complaint. It wasn't me.
But that's not going to go because there's video of him, so he can't make that defense.
It wasn't him. Beat him. It wasn't him. Just go ahead and dismiss it all because it wasn't him. Beat him.
But
Does
that
it really
that
say that,
can't.
though? It wasn't-
It's basically saying that that doesn't make sense. Denies allegations number of
We need a whiteboard.
Complaint defense denied for what information allegations contained in number 1. Plaintiff, the defense. Why is the defense so small? Plaintiff complaint filed where it fails to state claim against these answering defendant and hold part upon with the defendant reserve the right to raise additional defense. Yeah, this is like ridiculously sharp. But does he have an attorney that wrote this?
Yeah, that's the attorney. If you look at page 2, she signed it.
All right. I mean, maybe she knows what she's doing. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, hopefully it's that easy.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, I hope he gets out of it. I mean, honestly.
Well, and they would like the plaintiff to pay for the attorney fees and costs herein expended. So they want JLR to pay
like some.
because it wasn't him.
Yeah, well, some states I've heard that can be done. Certain states, if you actually win, some states they just say, "Well, fuck it."
So
You gotta pay for
I heard it
else.
used to be counties, now it's just states.
So,
Well, I think it depends on like where you live at. That
don't get me wrong. I'm 100% hoping that Uni wins and makes him pay for costs. I'd be absolutely fucking thrilled. But I wish he took it a little more seriously and stopped acting a fool. Just because I get annoyed with him and he's a fucking liar doesn't mean like my distaste and dislike of JLR outweighs Uni by fucking far. So I do hope him success on this law, like for this countersuit. I hope it gets dismissed, and I hope he just laughs at him in his live streams and basically continues. But the problem with Uni is, number one, he lied to everyone in this community. Number two, he just basically, well, that's a big thing there. And he did skate the line. He should have just fucking, there was a couple of videos he should have fucking just got rid of and just moved on. Because the thing is, he says things without fucking research. Like, he didn't know that about this situation. I don't want to talk about Queen's case, but he didn't know about Queen's case. He thought it was JLR. And
yeah,
that's
he
just
just
an
read.
example.
He just read what was somebody said in the comments. You know what else I realized the other day? I was looking at something, and one of the things I was watching, somebody had a video, of the whole Lettergate stuff, right? And in that, he was saying, Cappy brings up like, you're clickbaity, you're clickbaity. That's not really my style, whatever. He's like, no, I would never, And she's like, well, you did, with the whole Betty. Betty will cause a mistrial! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! And he's like, yeah, but Nick told me about it, and I totally fixed it. Well, yesterday, as I was watching that video, I went to go look for the screenshot of it because he did change the thumbnail. And I realized he changed the thumbnail, but in the actual description of the video or the title of the video, he changed that to say Betty will cause one because of her behaviors. And I'm like, but you're still stating fact. Like that that's not opinion. Like that's the whole
And would
problem.
you? I would suggest to you, bro, like be very careful with these people because you see how this frivolous situations occur. This frivolous suit against Queen is. Believe me, Betty will do the same to you. Like she will. So I mean, like, be careful so you can have a defense and you can not have to fucking deal with bullshit.
Right.
So that's my advice.
I say in my opinion all the time.
Like TD toddlers around. You know what I mean?
He goes by internet rules, man. He goes by clickbait rules.
Oh yeah.
Like he thinks because what?
Bama Beauty said, what the actual? She said he's going to John Cena his way into the courtroom with his wife beater on. And all I could see is his gloved hand shaking in front of his face. Like, you can't see me. It wasn't me.
Imagine he comes in there like he has the wife beater on and he has like a pair of jeans and he has like a dress jacket on and he walks in with a bandana.
Don't forget the do-rag. Don't forget
the do-rag. And he just comes in there and he's like, listen, it wasn't me. This well, we have these photos in the complaint that this is clearly your video. It wasn't me.
Your Honor, if you look at the whiteboards, it's going to show you right here. Here's my proof. Here's my facts. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Why does he wear a batting glove or whatever that is? It's just like a cut off.
Oh my God! It's the half glove club.
It's so weird. I think you got batting gloves, cut the tips off.
Oh my God!
Do you think he got the puppy for his defense so he could go into the courtroom with the puppy and try like, look, Judge, I just got this puppy, and just holds the puppy in his hands, hoping the judge
just got married.
And I just got married. I'm a newlywed couple. I really love God, and I have this puppy. Could you?
Right.
Maybe he'll use Red Bull to try and like, bribe the judge or something.
God.
You think I'll wheel in the fucking whiteboard with the puppy?
Yes, with the puppy in one hand with the leash, his wife on the other arm, walking down the aisle.
It'd be like, then he'll tell his wife to be like, "Here's a pillow. Pretend you're pregnant, so we can say that you're."
No.
Come in. Let's go.
Because, honey, if the whiteboards don't do it, and my performance of it wasn't me, and maybe the peeps will come. The peeps may come too, because the team has to be there because they all made these decisions and they all did this research, right? So the peeps definitely have to go. So then you just take the little peeps Easter candies. Maybe you'll have some left over from Easter and just set them on the benches. The different pews in the courthouse.
Preach. Oh, Lord.
The peeps are there.
The one thing that you always used to bug me about him before this all happened, when he would, choose people out there and do whatever, he'd always do the Red Bull thing. I need my, gotta get my Red Bulls. It's always for a Red Bull. Red Bull this, Red Bull that. Or vape. Red Bull or vape.
Yeah, the service. It's not a service dog. It's an emotional support dog. But there's that. But yes. But yeah, there's
Tim size.
Oh, good point, Natalie. Natalie said, he's calling the puppy an emotional support dog, and I 100 think that's part of his countersuit for emotional distress.
Yep.
Oh my God. He's got 4D chess going on here. 4D chess.
That was Natalie.
That was a good one, Natalie. I didn't think of that. Thinking with your brain.
That would be amazing if he could get JLR to pay for his dog. I'll laugh my ass off. I would just be hilarious. That would be the
I mean, the
funniest
whole
thing
thing
ever.
is, I mean, on both sides, it is absolutely ridiculous. I do agree with the chat that it's not his burden to prove that he didn't do those things. It is on JLR to prove that he did it. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't ever go over all the timestamps that he laid out, but like I feel like he did lay it out. So I mean, I guess we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot better put
It was
together
laid
than.
out anything like this one, girl. Bye.
No, it wasn't laid out like are you like you need to respond?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. Like JLR's was I want to say, I mean, it was pages and it was nothing like the other one we've seen either. But JLR's was like in this video, he made the exact statement and he quoted what he stated and you know what that meant. And then he gave the timestamp and the link to the YouTube video where those
But-
words were stated about him.
Yeah.
But check this out. Did the link actually go to that video or did it go to a different video?
I don't know. I'd have to actually open them up. I never,
Okay.
but I mean, his videos are all up. So, and he put the titles in. That's where you came in, is because where he made a statement about JLR that was factual and should have been opinionated. That's where you came in, is because your name was in that title. So he put the titles of those streams. He put the timestamp where the statement was made and how the statement is incorrect, false, whatever. So I don't know. Again, I'm no fan of his at all. But yeah, I definitely was. I definitely was expecting more than like the entire numeric, all of the numbers. I don't know. Letters are an alphabet, but whatever numbers belong to, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know that. But I was not expecting them to just be like, yeah, all the paragraphs in here. It wasn't me. Period.
Yeah. It's not really much of a defense.
Well,
Like,
I guess they're saying he doesn't really need to defend
I was
himself.
going to say it's not a defense, it's a dismissal. He's asking for it to be
Yeah,
dismissed.
he's asking for it to be dismissed.
Right,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, and I'm sure they'll probably throw it out. I mean, look at all the frivolous lawsuits JLR's got.
But you're assuming that a judge knows that. That's nowhere in here.
No, I'm just saying, look at all the frivolous ones he's got and look at the fucking, you know, the way it's just not like he said, like, did you watch Hill's video this morning? Mainly, he knows he's not going to fucking win. He just does it to waste people's time and waste people's money.
Money,
He made that statement several times. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He already automatically knows he's not going to win. He just does it to waste your time and your money.
See, and to me, I think that if and I don't know court stuff. I'm no lawyer. I don't know no law shit like that. I've never been a paralegal for a federal judge. None of that stuff, right? That's not my experience. But just logically looking at it, if I was a judge looking at their documents, then I probably would want to hear them. You know, I want to hear the claims that this person is making. Now, whether it goes anywhere from there, probably not. But at the very end, I don't think that they're just going to look at this dismissal request and be like, yeah, okay, dismissed. I don't think it's going to be that smooth. I think they're maybe going to have to go to court just one time to see if they can, or maybe mediation or something like that, to see if they can actually mediate it out and get this out of here, because this is a waste of time. You're just crying about being called names, you know? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. A judge isn't going to dismiss it if his response is just deny. Yeah, it's just deny and dismiss. That's the response. Yeah, I think the judge would ask them to mediate too, so we'll see. Oh, Perplex gave her the non-lawyer advice.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, for sure. All right, here, let's listen to this. This is Heels' video,
Okay.
y'all. I don't know if anybody, have y'all watched it already?
I watched it.
If not, you watch it, give her the view. You know what I mean? Like, if you haven't, go make sure you watch it and stuff like that. But I'm going to play it real quick.
First thing I watched this morning.
Sometimes knowing that I'm not going to win, but that's not the objective here. The objective is to boggle, but that's not the objective. Sometimes knowing that I'm not going to win, but that's not the objective here. The objective is to boggle them down, waste their time, and financially drain them. So, for instance, different states have different rules. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. I love the state, great state of Florida is a great state, but Pennsylvania is my birthplace. Pennsylvania, when you sue somebody in Pennsylvania, if you lose, you do not have to pay their attorney fees. Some states you do. The losing party actually has to pay the plaintiff's attorney fees. The defense.
I hope you don't mind me smoking weed.
No, you can do it. So
He said, I hope you don't mind me smoking weed while JLR's being serious as fuck. The guy's over there talking to me.
You know what's weird is JLR just sounds like completely different than I like. He sounds like smart. Like I don't like. He doesn't sound like.
This
weird.
is jailhouse education.
Yeah, he doesn't sound as like weird as I think he would sound. He just sounds like a normal person talking. I'm just kind of surprised actually when I heard this.
Oh, what I would do if I was in your shoes is like Pennsylvania has 40, 50, 60, something, multiple counties, right? Sue them in every county in Pennsylvania. Sue them in Pickett County, Philadelphia County, Allegheny County, Chester County, Delaware County, all the counties in Pennsylvania, and sue them in every single county. So they have to respond to every single county, even though they don't have even jurisdiction there. But you're drawing them into them, and they would have to get a lawyer for that county, get a lawyer for that county, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. Eventually, they're going to come to you and say, "What do you want? Like, what do you want? Stop!" Because even if you lose these cases, you don't have to pay their attorney fees. You're boggling them down. You're forcing this media production company to get a lawyer to defend themselves because they're sure ain't going to do it themselves because they'd embarrass themselves. Especially if you know a little bit about the law, you can just. And then not only that, but once you file a suit like I do, you file a bunch of motions, because the more motions that you file, the more their lawyer has to respond to the more motions, the lawyer charges the client.
Why don't I just really sue them, like legit?
Well, if you sue them if you sue them, right? Remember, you got.
But I'm a liar, and now you're collecting money for your defense. I think you need to talk to an attorney, babe.
I think you better pay attention, babe. Nobody made any collection for a defense little girl.
Just saying. Before you get yourself into a lot more trouble. Just saying.
Hard to win against a lawyer. That's your one thing that's going against you. When you sue somebody individually, yourself pro se, you're going against their lawyers and stuff like that. They're, they have bar license. They can defend themselves. They have the resources, everything like that. So it's harder. Pro se people are hard to win. Even, they always say anyone that is their own client, they defend themselves in court, they're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're not going to win.
This is not a joking matter. This is not a laughing matter. This is a very serious matter.
So pro se yourself, you do it and you sue them, you won't win. I'll be honest, you won't win.
And no matter what they tell you out there, the bottom line is, how am I a frivolous lawsuit suer? How many lawsuits have I brought? How many? 2? That's what constitutes somebody? I don't think so. Not in the eyes of the court. But again, I would suggest
every one of these harassment videos are still up and monetized. All are stating is fact that another creator manufactured and sold drugs to children, which is demonstrably false. People are spreading the lie. Okay, why, Betty, what are you doing? That's not helping your case. The fourth video in a row, Bullhorn Betty is viciously doxing another creator. How does she think this is helping her?
Oh, God.
I'm not a frivolous lawsuit suer, never have been and never will be. Every case that I have brought has had merit. I've had standing. And I hate to break the news to you, the majority of my cases, I have won.
Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel is now showing pics of someone's kids on her live. Betty, this is not helping you.
Oh, God.
This is not a joking matter. This is not a laughing matter. This is a very serious matter.
Talking about Betty's press pass and that it was purchased online, and it was.
Mic drop.
For someone that claims to be so smart, Betty is really dumb.
And no matter what they tell you out there, the bottom line is, how am I a frivolous lawsuit suer? How many lawsuits have I brought?
I hate to say it, but I agree with Laura
I
on
believe she
that one.
says two. Hold on, there's two.
Yeah.
It says one suit was dismissed, another settled for 500, to which she actually filed, I believe it was what was SA charges or something like that. It was a restraining order. So that's what that was. And then when she lost that and it got thrown out, she filed some more bullshit on him. So that's how that went.
Yeah, you don't. Technically,
the other one was thrown out. So I mean, I don't know what the majority of the ones she's won. There, what majority? You fucking
Also,
$500 to get to go away, and the other one was dismissed.
yeah, a settlement is not that you won. A settlement is
Right.
basically both parties agreed to settle.
Yeah.
Means that you both walked away, and he
Did
gave
he
you
pay her court
$500
fees or something like that? Wasn't that 500 for her court fees? If I'm not correct, I can't remember.
No. I'm gonna finish this.
Disavow.
How many? 2?
You won't win. So you would either have to try to find a lawyer, that will take the case, or sue them for vengeance.
For what?
Vengeful thinking.
For vengeance?
Yeah.
You better be taking it very damn serious.
Where is this is serious in the chat? We need to see them. Hey, Queen, did you see what I put in the back chat? That's breaking news.
I wonder how that's even possible.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I have no idea. Oh yes, I was gonna say. Fuck, I forgot to even talk to you guys about this. I seen earlier on Twitter, on the tweeters, Annie Elise's page got hacked.
Yes, and
Did
they
you guys
are.
see
I
that
mean, they are
shit?
pumping out some content.
Yes,
Crazy
girl. I
stuff
was
on
like,
there.
here, let's go look at it real quick. How
Yeah,
far?
because that's kind of happens a lot. That happens to YouTube channels. Like YouTube channels get taken over.
They're pumping fucking videos out like crazy, you guys.
Yeah, they are. And it looks like she just hit
What is that?
800K.
Whoever's got music needs to turn it off. Here, I'll go start muting. Somebody's got music going.
It's a lawnmower. Sorry, it's a lawnmower. My grass is being cut.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, sounds like music. Look at all this shit. Look at all this shit they've started pumping out. All of these. None of these are hers. Look.
Don't click on them.
I'm not. I ain't clicking on none of that shit. Shit. Look at all these. They've been pushing. Okay, so that's where hers starts. Right there. Here, 9 hours ago is when they started putting shit up, and they put a whole bunch of shit out.
Yep. And they literally just have, like, they're saying she has no control over her page right now. Which is crazy to me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drop down because the lawnmower, and I gotta talk to this gardener. Oh, you guys have a good one.
Okay.
Don't hurt him, Tim. Don't hurt him.
I'm not hurting him. I gotta talk. Bye.
Happy Sam. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna get off here shortly, anyways, because we're gonna come back on here and what I'm saying, definitely talk some shit because what I'm saying, obviously there was so somebody had his live stream set up as like Miss Newport or something's got something to say. Yep, Miss Newport definitely's got some shit to talk. That's for sure. So we'll be back at it with that.
Words.
And I think Laura wanted to turn, she wanted me to turn my head for a second on her ass. So we'll go
Bless her heart.
So dumb.
Somebody asked, why is the page still up? The page is still up because they can't take it down. They don't have access to take it down.
She ain't got access. Yeah, she's got to get back into her.
Yeah, it's her Google account.
Google account. Yeah, that'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
That's brutal. All right, I'll see you guys later. I have to go to the store as well, so it's perfect timing.
All right, yo, yeah, I gotta get my shit
Have
done
a great
too.
rest of your day.
And we'll be back on here. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, y'all. I will see y'all here after a bit. We'll be back to talk some shit. Later, y'all.